Hello my loves, what's up, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is all about some big changes that are coming your way next. What are some of the big changes that are going to happen in your life? We have been asking your guides and angels to come through to help give the answers for your highest good at this time. So with that being said, if you are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you a quick little rundown of how they work. So over here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment to pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card. And then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading all about some big changes that are coming next into your life. So with that being said, if you like to choose with crystals, let's go ahead and get some crystals. All right, so if you'd like to choose with crystals, here are our crystal options. Over here for group number 1, we have this lepidolite crystal. And then over here for group number 2, we have this green calcite. Then over here for group 3, we have this chrysocolla. Then over here for group number 4, we have this lavender rose quartz. And then over here for group number 5, we have this amethyst. So these are the different crystal options for our groups. Again, take a moment, pause the video if you need to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, there's going to be timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box so that you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading all about some big changes that are coming next for you. And just in case you are all wondering, we've been getting some questions lately in the comment box about where these bracelets are from. I make them, and I'll have the website linked down below. It is called Luna Gem, so I'll have that all linked down below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. All right, so group number 1, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading, so let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 1, here's what we have for you. We have the Sun, the Judgment, we have the 4 of Swords being reversed, we have the King of Wands upright, we have the 10 of Swords upright, and then the Ace of Swords upright. So, getting into this, we start off with 2 major arcana cards here. You are entering a very significant period of your life. Like, you are entering a pivotal point that is going to shift your current reality into something completely brand new because you are gaining clarity on something. It almost feels like you've been going through a situation that has been very much weighing on you and has caused you to maybe go inwards a lot and maybe overthink and constantly wonder like, oh, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What is the best decision? What is the best choice? How do I change this current scenario? What did I do to deserve this current scenario? Why am I stuck here? Why am I going through this? Because the 10 of Swords tells me that you've maybe been going through a bit more of a difficult time lately. And this difficult time has caused you to feel, quite a bit of pain throughout the process. And you can see how like dark this card is at the very top, right? And it's very interesting that the darkest part of anything is right before the light comes, So there's going to be a lot of goodness coming to you. Like, look, the sun is rising right here. We have the sun card right here. The sun is rising. The dark clouds, we are letting go of them. So there's going to be a major shift in your life, a major shift, because whatever you're going through right now is coming to an end. This could be an end to a very significant part of your life. Like, this could be the ending of a job, the ending of a significant relationship, the ending of something that was very important to you, the ending of a certain way of life. There's a chapter that's majorly closing in your life, and it kind of feels a little bit out of your control, but it's actually for your highest good. This is actually, such a pivotal point in your life that it's almost like it was written in the stars, supposed to happen. And even though me saying that right now might feel really like hard to swallow or hard to digest because maybe you're going through something that's, a little bit difficult, because the 10 of Swords is something that's very difficult, but it also marks the end of a significant, hard period of your life, because the 10 is the last card before we get into the court cards. And so this marks the end of this whole journey and experience. You are finally starting to come out of your cave, finally starting to gain clarity on what you need to do in this situation. And what you need to do in this situation is completely let go. Judgment is about letting go, and judgment is also about listening to your intuition, listening to your logic, listening to everything that you've learned so far, all the things that you've accumulated so far through the lessons that you've been learning and through the experiences that you've had. So I think over the next few months, honestly, even within the next month, I would say, you are going to be learning so much and reflecting so much to where you gain so much clarity. And the sun promises that times are going to get better. So much better. The sun card is such a beautiful card. And it also marks a brand new beginning, because as you can see, it's like a baby riding this horse. The baby represents that you're entering a new chapter. You're starting off brand new, fresh. Right? You're creating a new self, a new identity for yourself. Judgment also says that. As you can see, these people are naked, so they've removed their clothes, which means that they've removed their ego, they've removed their old identity. So you are going to start thinking about a brand new identity for yourself. The major change that's coming for you is the closing of this old chapter, this hard chapter, because you are finally learning from all of the lessons that, again, you've learned through the experiences that you've had, even though at times maybe it felt hard, and at times maybe it felt like, feeling like a victim, even because the 10 of Swords, right? It feels like, somebody else is stabbing us in the back. It can feel like, a certain situation is not fair. But this is for your highest good, because this is supposed to, this is going to be character building. Just like the sayings that when you get cut by something like a scar makes that area stronger. So whatever you're going through right now, you are building up to a much stronger person, a much more mature person who is learning from life. Life has its curves, life has its ups and downs for every single individual on this planet. We have ups and downs, but they teach us so much. We would still be completely innocent and not know anything if we never go through anything, any struggles. Right? Just as a butterfly, a caterpillar, that's going into a cocoon to become a butterfly. The cocoon is a very hard shell. So when the caterpillar turns into a butterfly, they have to break out of that shell, and it's a huge struggle. But if you help the caterpillar get out of that shell and you open up the shell for them, they didn't build up enough strength, and they actually won't have enough muscle to be able to fly. So what life is doing for you right now, it's kind of like life is putting you into this cocoon, going through this struggle, but this is to give you the ability to fly. If this was easy, you would not build up the strength to be able to fly in your future. So life is right now giving you a major blessing, even though it might not seem like it at this time. Because again, if you help a butterfly out of its cocoon, it will not have gone through enough struggle. It's like going to the gym and building your muscles, right? It won't have gone to the gym enough times. It won't build up enough muscle to be able to utilize its wings. You know how much muscle it takes to be able to flap those wings and be able to fly for long periods of time? So much. So you would be doing the butterfly a disservice to help it out of its cocoon. Life would be doing you a disservice to make it easier. But I don't want you to take that in a bad way, because life is going to get so good. The sun card, anytime it pops up in a reading, and the fact that you have it right front and center, this is giving you such a big blessing to where you are going to enter a period of your life where the abundance is shining, the sunflowers are growing. It just seems like there's so much available to you, so much inspiration. And I feel like you can feel it underneath, Group 1. I feel like you can feel this underneath, because anytime the sun comes up, even if it's cloaked by something, there's almost still this underlying feeling like we can sense it. We can sense that a good thing is about to happen. We can sense that good times are coming. So Group 1, you know it underneath. Underneath it all, you feel like you are entering and about to experience some really good things in your life where things are going to go your way. And they are. They are going to go your way. You are building yourself up into a brand new person. And again, the Judgment card, you've let go of the old self. You're about to let go of your old identity. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys go and buy like an entirely new wardrobe. Because that's one thing I'm kind of saying, like, look at, like, the baby's naked here, the people are naked right here, and clothes very much represent our identity. So I almost wouldn't be surprised if you get inclined to like throw out a bunch of old stuff that reminds you of your past and go and buy a bunch of new stuff that reminds you of your future. And, you know, even if you don't feel like maybe you have enough resources or money for that at this time, I feel like that's going to present itself to you. Like, just the opportunity will eventually present itself, because the sun is also very much associated with gold, which is associated with money. And so this is about entering a period where there's more money available to you as well. So even if you feel like maybe you've been struggling or worrying about money lately, that chapter is about to close. It is about to close. So I don't think you need to worry about it much longer, because there's a certain period of your life that's ending. The struggle that you feel like you've been going through is about to end, and it's because you are about to enter this new period where you let go of the old self and you really start to step into this new self. There's a new self that's really starting to emerge, and I'm almost what it reminds me of, like the Judgment card, all this gray reminds me of concrete, and they're even standing in these concrete like sort of almost coffins in a way, which coffins represent the death of something. You know, our old self is dying. Our old way of life is dying. The things that we thought we were and that we identified ourselves with are dying. You're about to emerge as brand new. Completely, you know, naked in this new world. Nothing attached to the past. Right? And have you ever seen plants growing out of concrete, like grass or other flowers that somehow break through the concrete? Again, that's like you breaking through that butterfly shell. It is giving you the strength. And because of that strength, you are going to be able to have so much strength and vitality and health and muscle and like character that can make you go through anything and last through any of life's struggles, which means that you're ready and the universe is preparing you for the next bigger stage of your life, to where you can attain bigger dreams. Look at, we got King of Wands right here. So this is preparing you to become the king, which is the leader. So instead of being a follower, instead of being, you know, just like somebody with an idea, you are going to be a leader. You're not just going to be somebody who just, I have an idea, maybe I'll do it, like, oh, maybe I'll take one step here, one step there. You are becoming the leader, okay? This is going to be a huge shift in your life. It's going to be a very pivotal moment, like I was saying in the beginning. We start off with those major arcana cards. Like, this is going to be a moment where you look back and reflect, and you will remember, and you'll be like, that is the reason why my life shifted so much. Like, you are about to step into your power, to where you are going to attain something big, okay? So there's a big dream that your life is preparing you for. You are going to be able to now do it. You are going to have the strength, the ability, the knowledge, the character, the willpower, the internal power, like everything. You are going to have everything that it takes to attain a big vision, a big dream that you've had. And again, this is going to be very purposeful. And even if you don't see it at this time, even if you don't see why this is happening at this time, you're going to be able to look back as you step more into this King of Wands persona. You're going to be able to look back on your past, all this transformation that you went through, and you're going to be like, that was the best, biggest blessing I've ever had. You're not going to look at it as a victimhood mentality. You are going to be looking at it as the best thing that's ever happened to you. Even if, again, you don't see it at this time, this is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you. So this is going to be a major, major change, group one. And it's almost, no surprise to me that I put lepidolite on this pile, and it's no surprise to me that you were attracted to this lepidolite pile, because lepidolite, that crystal, is has a major source of lithium in it. And lithium is what they use in anti-anxiety and anti-depression medication. And it just has those properties. It's like the active ingredient is the lithium, which is very present in lepidolite. So lepidolite is a crystal that when you have it around you can help you through very difficult times. And so if you're attracted to lepidolite, it's because you're attracted to, feeling calm and getting through a, harder period. That's what lepidolite helps for. And so it's kind of like no surprise to me that I ended up being attracted to putting it on top of this group. And then we also have the Ace of Swords over here. The Ace of Swords is coming right after this card, the Ten of Swords. With this layout, this is saying that this struggle, all the things that you're going to learn from this, is going to cause you to have this brand new idea, brand new identity, brand new mindset, brand new belief systems. You're getting out of victim mentality and you're taking hold, you're taking charge of your reality. Instead of struggling, like look at, he's like all these, actually this is like a total story I'm seeing right now. So in this card, and if you're not actually looking at this video, please look at this video because this is like a cool little thing that I'm seeing. You are currently going through this, where it feels like things are against you right now, things are wounding you, weighing you down. It's almost like you all of a sudden gain this strength and this like power where you get up off the ground and instead of feeling like a victim, letting it all weigh on you, because when we're a victim, we give away our power and we say that the external circumstance has power over us. Whereas you actually always have the power. You have the decision to get out. You always have the power and the ability to choose to get out of the situation. And I know that might sound very naive to certain situations, but one thing in spirituality that I've learned through lots of stuff is that we always have the ability. We always have the ability to take our power back, okay? So if you are stuck in this scenario, what I'm seeing is what's gonna happen is that you, feeling like victim, are going to shift your mindset, because Ace of Swords is about shifting the mindset. It's almost like you stand up, you grab the swords that are in you and look at you, take hold of them, and instead of these swords being to your detriment, all of a sudden you take the sword and you're like, I'm going to use this to get to my desired reality. I'm going to take charge of my life. I'm going to grab every single situation that hurt me and I'm going to grab it and use it to my benefit. I'm going to grab it and use it as my power. You are taking your wounds and using them as your power. Your wounds are going to become your power. Your wounds are going to become your brand new beginning. And it's not meaning that you're going to live a life of wounds, because that's not what's happening. It's like those scars again and that struggle to get out of that cocoon gives you the magical ability to fly, okay? So, group number 1, this is powerful so far. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's what we're seeing over there. Let's get into some of our oracle cards now. So what we have for you, we have true love, come to me, and beauty. So if this is a situation where it's about a relationship, this is freeing you from a relationship to allow you to find what true love is for some of you. If this is not about a relationship, this is also about self-love, starting to love yourself and starting to realize that you need to surround yourself with situations that make you feel love rather than make you feel like shit, for lack of better words. This is about finding situations where your life is full of love rather than hardship. It is time to get rid of the situations that keep bringing you hardship and focus on bringing in situations and inviting experiences in and people in and opportunities in that bring you the feeling of joy and love. So that's going to be a huge shift. We also have beauty, so focusing on, the beauty of life instead of focusing on, what's wrong in life, the things that are hard in life. It's time to let go of that, and we're going to be starting to focus on beautifying our life. You might also, some of you again, This could be about new wardrobe and kind of like redoing your life, focusing on like the material things and wanting to make a brand new sort of style or environment for yourself. So that could be a big thing for a lot of you. And then focusing on what makes you really happy. Like whenever we look at beauty, beauty is art, right? So artwork or, you know, things that we're attracted to, like the beautiful things in life, it makes us feel internally happy, right? And it's not just about like, you know, physical beauty, like our own appearance or anything like that, although it does also correlate to that. You know, we're attracted to what we're attracted to. That's why when we see, you know, beautiful artwork, we're like, wow, that's so impactful because there's beauty in it. There's a type of, you know, beauty, I guess. And then when we look at flowers, for example, it's like, wow, that's so beautiful, you know? So I think you are going to start to be attracted to what is beautiful, and you're going to start blossoming that and growing that in your life rather than, you know, going back to situations that are feeling like they are weighing you down. Okay? So then the next few cards, we have connected. Look at this tree growing. This is that strong plant that's coming up through the bottom. So connected, this makes me think about people in your life. So this could heavily be about some people in your life for some of you. Who are you connected to? I see you making brand new connections that can allow you to grow rather than stabbing you down and weighing you back down into the earth. It's almost like a plant trying to grow and then somebody keeps sheathing off the top and they're just like cutting it off. And then you keep having to try to regrow. It's time to get rid of those situations and people and environments in your life. It is time to get rid of that so that you can grow, so that you can connect to things that nurture you and allow you to grow. And so that we can also focus on our own growth, because we can't ever connect to something just because of what it gives us. We need to provide that for ourselves. And I see you becoming a leader to where you provide what you need for yourself, and then you just connect with people that also, you know, resonate with that. And as they resonate with that, it just, you know, boosts you further. It boosts both of you. We also have unconditional. So what is unconditional love? Unconditional. It is time to focus on unconditional love, where we don't require something from somebody and they don't require something from us. We connect to the things that don't have conditions and we just enjoy them for what they are. I think you are going to discover what true love is, group one. You're about to discover what true love is, and what true connection is, what really resonates with your heart and your soul, and what doesn't. Because I think some of you have been caught up in an illusion where you're trying to make something fit, and you're trying so hard to shift something in your life to make it work, but it's not a true connection. And I think you know that deep down inside, and you know how good it's going to feel once you're free from that. You know deep down inside how good it's going to feel when you're free. We also have acceptance. Okay, look at that. Accepting your current scenario, because maybe it's been hard to kind of accept what's been going on, and maybe it's been hard to accept this. But you are accepting it, and it is time to take action on that. Instead of just resting back and allowing it to happen, it's time to actually take control over it. Get out of victimhood where you feel like it's out of your control, where you feel like you can't do anything about it. You can. And it is going to be time to do that very soon, and that's going to cause major shifts in your life. We also have forgive. So I think that you're also going to be letting go of guilt around it. You're also going to be letting go of hatred around it, to be able to forgive this situation so that you can really enter this new stage of your life feeling completely free of your past. Because whenever we hold on to anger or any other negative emotion, whenever we hold on to any negative emotion, it is like, again, drinking poison. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of that before. It's like drinking poison. We're still holding on to that. If you still feel that emotionally within, you are still holding on to that situation. Therefore, it's not healed, and it's still eating away at you. Forgiveness is so beautiful, because through acceptance and forgiveness, we can forgive our past and we can move on forward. Doesn't mean that we need to go back into the past. Doesn't mean that we need to, reconnect to the past. But forgiveness, while still letting go and then moving forward, is so powerful, because you detox the poison out of you. And you're able to move forward with a brand new clean slate. Okay. Then the next few cards we have Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. It is time for you to rest because maybe you're also overthinking, over-worrying, been on overdrive maybe, and you have not been nurturing yourself enough. It is time to rest and renewal. It is time to connect to that Venus, that beauty, that love. That's what Venus is all about. It's a planet of beauty and love. And we have those two cards here. And we also, again, have the Venus card. So the universe right now is leading you towards, as you kind of go through this whole situation, this is leading you towards being able to rest and renew yourself. This big change that you're going through is entering you into the Garden of Venus, where you will find beauty. You are going to find unconditional love, connection, acceptance, forgiveness, and going into a brand new renewal where you are completely brand new. You are entering a stage of your life where you are going to be able to completely renew yourself in the most beautiful way. We also have the crossing initiation. So you are leaving behind the past and creating a bridge to where you are deliberately crossing into a new world. And look at this portal you're going through. This signifies that you are taking like a quantum leap where your life is going to flip so dramatically into a new realm, into a new renewal. The initiation, this is when we initiate our true purpose. King of Wands, you are becoming a leader. You are crossing into a big dream that you've had, because you finally have the wings and you have the strength because of what the universe has put you through. And again, this is almost, like just a beautiful creation, because we need to go through this. There's no other way to do it. We need to go through hard times to create ourselves into who we need to be. Ooh, and then we have Moon Maiden of New Beginnings. This makes total sense for you. So yeah, you're really creating a new beginning. You are crossing into this portal that is going to catapult you, quantum leap you into becoming a leader and attaining a big, big dream where people are supporting you. You're going to be connecting to people that support you and uplift you. You are going to be connecting to people that believe in you and your dream and really uplift you into that persona. And you're going to be a leader of that vision. Wow, this is powerful. The 4 and 1 mean massive big changes, especially around your foundation and this new beginning. The 5 and 4 equal in 9, which is the closing out of an old chapter. And 5 is about massive change. The 4 is about massive change in your foundation. So in the most major, foundation that you've had in your life. So it's huge changes. Some of you might be moving. The 2 and the 5 equal a 7. So this is a huge spiritual awakening, gaining a lot of knowledge and insight, listening to your intuition. The 2s are all about connecting to something brand new, and it's going to be very unexpected. We have a lot of 5 energy. So tons of 5 energy, tons of massive shifts and massive changes that might feel out of our control, but they're happening to your benefit. The last 3 cards, we have Angel of Love. So this is bringing love to you, Group 1. This is bringing real love to you, where you're going to, for one, lots of self-love, and then also connecting to people that truly love you, whether that be friends and also romantic partnerships. I think, I'm feeling that this ending is going to allow you to connect to your soulmate and your soul tribe friends. We also have the 4 and the 9 here, which equal a 13, which is a 4. And that is, again, brand new foundation. A new foundation in how you love yourself, what you deserve, the boundaries that you have, because 4 is also about boundaries. And you're no longer going to allow people to treat you a certain way. You're going to have certain boundaries in your life where you are very confident in yourself and you don't need anybody to accept you. You just want people that either resonate with you or they don't, and then they can get lost. So yeah, man holding a coin and woman holding a coin. We have 2 of the holding a coin. So I think you are setting a brand new foundation for yourself. You are going to connect again with your soul people. I almost see you finding your divine partner. and it's going to be very solid because you solidly now know what you want. Oh, I really see Angel of Love with man and woman holding a coin. I'm really seeing a love connection coming into your life, a really significant, important one that is like your soulmate, twin flame type of person, or even just, again, significant friendships. But I see all of the above, to be honest, all of the above. A really important love connection, like your, again, soulmate, twin flame, and then also soulmate friends coming into your life. And also a time of more abundance where you are actually attaining a very big goal or dream that you've had. So, wow, what a beautiful, also intense but beautiful, beautiful reading, group number 1. So tons of changes coming up. This was a very, very big reading in terms of like the amount that's going to be happening in your life and the big changes that are coming your way. But again, I feel like you feel it underneath and you feel this calling to have this renewal and have this huge shedding, this letting go. Judgment is shedding and letting go of anything from your past. And this is going to be a beautiful time. So just get ready because you're entering the Garden of Venus where things feel now abundant. And Venus is also about money and also about love. It is all those things. So you are entering a time of abundance in love, money, and everything that's just beautiful, beautifying your life in many different ways. So whew, group 1, that's what we have there for you. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it offered some insight and some clarity upon your situation. If it did, again, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I would love to see you there. And if so, I'll see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 2, if you chose this pile, this is going to be a reading, so let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 2, here's what we have for you. So we start off with the Ace of Wands, then we have the Judgment card, then we have the 9 of Wands, then we have the 3 of Cups, then we have the Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Hangman being reversed. So let's talk about what all of this represents. So first off, I'm kind of getting from this Ace of Wands and this Judgment card that we start off with, these are 2 very powerful cards because the aces are extremely powerful. They represent a new beginning, and then the Judgment card is a major arcana card. So this is like a major sort of, new beginning that's sort of beginning to surface for you. And so one of the biggest changes that's going to happen is that you are going to begin to feel an internal calling to start something new or to begin a new venture or project. And I think you're going to feel a deep calling within. It's kind of like, like it's ringing inside of you. The phone is ringing inside of you, and it's like, we need to kind of like go in a new direction, right? And even in the Judgment card, we have these horns right here that look like there's like sound coming out of them. And this represents that it's almost like your soul, your higher self, or the universe has been sending you this message like, hey, it's time for, this new beginning to kind of like start something, this idea. It's time to act on this idea that you have and to continue doing it. And so you might have already felt this calling within. You might have already like begun something and begun like a new chapter or a new project again. But one of the biggest changes and one of the things that I'm hearing from your guides and from the universe is that you need to keep going no matter what happens. And what I think that you've been sort of maybe experiencing is like probably some like setbacks or realizing that it's going to take some work to get to your goal, and there needs to be some revision here and there, and it maybe feels like things are a little bit all over the place. And maybe at times it's felt like, why even bother? Why even bother, starting this new venture? It's going to take so much work. Am I even going to get there? All of these different thoughts that are, maybe going on in your head that make you question, should I even continue this? Should I even keep going towards this? Should I even try to make this happen? Because the 9 of Wands symbolizes that maybe we've just experienced a whole lot of stuff in our life and we're wondering like I just need an answer to know that I'm going to make it to my goal so that I'm not just wasting my energy and wasting my time on something. And what the universe wants you to know is that if you keep going towards this, you will get there. The Ace of Wands shows potential. The Ace of Wands shows that this can grow more, but again, it's not going to grow if we don't water it and nurture it and fertilize it and keep doing that until it sprouts and starts to grow into a full tree, right? It needs the care. it needs the nurture until it can kind of sustain itself and keep going and, you know, make something mature, right? So the big change that I think you're going to be going through is realizing what it really takes to get to your goal. And a big realization that it is worth it. And it's also an interesting realization because we have the Three of Cups right here. And the Three of Cups represents celebrations and things like that. So I think that for one, you're going to be reaching many celebrations, many achievements. And these aren't quite big achievements yet. Yet is the key word, okay? So keep that in mind, it's a key word. But there's going to be small little achievements that'll help you kind of keep going. And it's also asking you right now to, for one, change the way you're thinking so that you can start to cheer yourself on and support yourself, and to shift your perspective. To shift your perspective to start to see all of the small achievements you're making. For example, like if you're starting a YouTube channel, which a very, you know, abstract example, but kind of the first thing that's coming to your mind since we're on YouTube right now. But so say you're starting a YouTube channel. Instead of, you know, getting frustrated because it's taking you so long to gain subscribers, look at the small little achievements. When one person subscribes to you, be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Let's celebrate. There's another person, because it compounds over time. Right? The more, like, it always starts off slow, because to gain one subscriber, it takes a lot. And I know this, like, this is how my journey started on YouTube. You gain one subscriber and it's like, oh my God, you know, that's something to celebrate. Instead of looking at it like, you know, other people gain like 1,000 subscribers a day. How do they do that? That's crazy. Like, how do I get to that level? It compounds over time. It compounds through all the effort that you're putting in. And, you know, the more that you gain, it grows exponentially, because once you have 10 subscribers, now that's 10 people, and they might go tell their friends. And then maybe you're going to start gaining subscribers more frequently. You know, maybe you're going to start gaining a subscriber every week rather than every month. And then it compounds again, because then once you reach 100 subscribers, now there's 100 people watching your videos and talking about you, and then they're going to share it. And then you maybe gain, you know, 1,000 subscribers in a month, and then it compounds again. And then maybe you're gaining, like, you know, it just compounds, right? So the point of this message is to tell you that it compounds. So it's time to start celebrating your mini achievements. Even if you just, you know, work on something and, you know, you get a whole video done or something, or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you're working on. Okay, you get one sort of thing done. It's time to celebrate that. And the big change that's coming for you is this shift in perspective to where you're now celebrating yourself. And when you celebrate yourself, that's encouragement. And when we flow through our projects with encouragement, we get there faster, rather than flowing through our projects with like, with beating ourselves up, being like, I'm not good enough yet, or da 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 da. When we have that perspective, we're pushing ourselves backwards, right? So which way are you pushing yourself when it comes to your goals? Are you pushing yourself forward with encouragement, or are you pushing yourself back? It is also telling you to look at how you spend your time and who you spend your time with. Are you spending your time surrounding yourself with people that are pushing you down and being like, oh, your dreams are too big, da 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 da? Or are you spending your time with people that are like, oh my gosh, I think you should do this. Keep putting your effort towards it. Keep going. Like, I'm going to celebrate you. Who are you spending your time with? Because I think one of the things you're realizing right now is that you want more out of life. This Judgment card, you're feeling an inner calling that's calling you to be like, I desire more from life. I desire a bigger purpose. What you are now realizing, and the big change that's about to come for you, is realizing that you are here for a bigger purpose, and it's time to fulfill that, rather than thinking that, you know, like, oh, I'm not good enough. Like I feel like previously you might have felt like, oh, I desire bigger purposes, but maybe you've been thinking like, oh, I'm not really good enough for that. I shouldn't dream too big, blah, 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 blah. No, the big change that's coming for you, group number 2, is realizing that, hey, I feel a calling that I'm supposed to do more, and I'm going to listen to that, and I'm going to fulfill that no matter what it takes. And I'm going to start surrounding myself with people, and I think you're going to start surrounding yourself again with people that actually support that. And because of that, it's going to feel like more encouragement. And you're going to have a shift in perspective of realizing that, you know what? I'm not going to live a mediocre life. I'm going to go for the gold. I'm going to go for the big stuff that I actually feel is calling me. Because again, there's this calling beneath you. It is time to stop ignoring it. And I think that you are breaking out of ignoring it. Group 2, the big change that's coming for you, you're breaking out of ignoring your big purpose. You're breaking out of it, of ignoring your big dreams. You're realizing that, hey, I was born with dreams for a reason. The reason why we're born with dreams is so that we understand what our soul came here to do. That's what dreams are. That's why we have them. Okay, we get born with inspirations and with desires and likes and dislikes. We get born with an ego so that we know which direction we're going in. So the ego can actually be a good thing because the ego shows us what we like and what we dislike, and this aligns us to our divine purpose. So what are you attracted to, group 2? What are you attracted to? It's time to stop shaming yourself for what you're attracted to, being like, oh, that's too big, da 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 da. Your soul came here with those attractions because it's in alignment with your purpose. But if we let ego take over too much, of course, we can get into narcissism and things like that. So it's having a good balance. It's having a balance between, you know what? My ego likes this. I like that. I'm desiring this. I feel attracted to this. I'm going to go explore that. It is there to show you the way, the pathway of what your soul wants to explore this lifetime. So if you want to explore making videos on YouTube, go for it. That's why it's there, you know? And it might be a stepping stone, or it might be your big purpose, because sometimes also things are stepping stones. For example, and I know I'm going on a tangent, but I promise this has value in this reading. So for example, I used to be attracted to wanting to make music. And so I went into audio engineering school. Am I an audio engineer today? No. But was it actually very purposeful for me? Yes. Because now I utilize a lot of those lessons into making YouTube videos and making meditations and things like that. So that was a beautiful stepping stone. Without that, I wouldn't have had a lot of realizations or a lot of the tools to be who I am today. So that was a stepping stone for me. And it was also a stepping stone because I learned a lot about sound frequency and vibration, and that, of course, plays a lot into spirituality when you look at vibrations of different things. Because in audio engineering, you realize that everything is vibration, and that is one of the Hermetic principles. So that was a huge stepping stone for me, for example. So follow your desires. It'll either be your exact purpose, or it's going to end up being a beautiful stepping stone into your actual purpose. So either way, it is serving your highest good. So go towards your desires. Go towards what you're attracted to, because it all plays a role in your biggest soul's purpose. So listen to that. You have an inner calling, my love. What I'm seeing here is that you have an inner calling, and it is calling you to take action on something. And you know, your limiting beliefs or conditions that you might have grown up with might say like, oh, I don't know if I can actually be that. I don't know if I can do that. That is a limiting belief that you have on yourself. My love, you are an eternal spiritual being. You have just as much worth as anybody else on this planet. Anybody, and I really mean that. You are not higher or lower than anybody on this planet. We are all completely equal. And if somebody else can do it, that means you can too. So, if you feel a calling, it is for a reason, and you're going to start exploring that. So the big change, again, that I see coming for you, let's get back to the video topic. The big change that I see coming to you is that you're going to start taking action on this inner calling. There's going to be, times where it might feel tough, or it might feel like, oh, I should give up because, maybe you're not seeing results as soon as you would like. But it's reminding you to have celebration over the small victories, because as you begin to do that, again, it compounds. And what the universe really wants you to know out of this reading, because there's an important spiritual message here above even just the, reading the future of what's going to happen. There's a spiritual lesson here of it is time to celebrate the small victories, and also surround yourself with people that uplift you rather than people that mock your dreams, or rather than people that reinforce limitation on you. You can still see those people sometimes, of course, like you'll give yourself permission to do what you want, but at the same time, be around people that uplift you the most. Spend most of your time that way. Also, the Queen of Pentacles, you're going to start implementing proper routine in your life. You're going to start implementing a strong routine that helps you focus your energy on this calling. Because the universe is calling you in a direction. It is strong, and it's going to continue to get stronger and stronger, this calling. Okay? And you are going to start meeting people. And I think that you're actually going to meet somebody very significant in your life. Somebody very significant is going to start to play a really significant role in your life that are going to, and they are going to help you shift your routine in your life, the structure of your life. There could be a shift in career or job for you in the next little while. And this person is also going to help you get onto a very healthy routine and show you like, hey, you need to switch your life in this way if you want to attain your goal. You need to start really like working towards it. And you're going to have somebody that's going to help you and hold you accountable to this. Or you might even start, collaborating with someone, or you might meet somebody that has a very similar dream as you, and you two are going to be able to work towards that goal together. There's a goal here. And this could be a health goal for some of you. This could be a career goal for some of you. This could be a love goal, whatever. There's a goal here that you have, a calling that you have for your purpose. And this, again, could be about health for some of you as well. Or it could be a duality of health and career is what I'm hearing from most of you. This is going to be health and career for most of you. And there's going to be a very important person in your life that's going to help you get on track with all of that, because they're also going to have something kind of similar going on in their life. And you two are going to be able to hold each other accountable to this. So very significant kind of, stuff happening here. And you're also going to start shifting your perspective on life. This important person is going to help you have a shift in perspective, because there's going to be a lot of encouragement between you two. A lot of similar goals and a lot of encouragement. And you are going to attain that goal. Queen of Pentacles, there is such strong evidence here that you are going to attain it. But again, it is like continuing on, even when it gets tough, even when it gets hard. Okay, group 2. We also have the green calcite, so it's time to listen to your heart chakra. It's also time to balance out your chakras and have them work together, have the flow. And if you don't know much about the chakras, you can Google it if you want to, but either way, just listen to this reading above all else. But the green calcite, it is time to let go of any sort of weight that you have on your heart, any sort of self-worth issues, and it's time to start loving yourself. Really love yourself, and no longer look at life with jealousy or envy of other people who have what you want. It is time to look at them as inspiration and be like, you know what, I can be that too, and I deserve to have that too, and I can do that. But don't do it from, like a jealous sort of standpoint, or like a, don't let your ego take over. Do it because you love it. This is time to do it because you love it. Because you have passion. This is time to awaken your passion. Right? Heart chakra. It's time to awaken your love for this. Okay? Do it from a place of love, because if you do it from a place of greed, or a place of like narcissism, or a place of jealousy or anything like that, whatever emotional state that you take action from is the emotion it's going to bring back to you. So if you do things from a place of jealousy, that's attracting negativity towards you. You're going to reflect that back. You're going to get that back. If you do anything from a place of love and a place of deep purpose, you will get reflected back to you love and deep purpose. Okay, so little spiritual advice while we talk about, the kind of like future here. But with that being said, the next 2 cards that we have, of course, we have I'm not even surprised seeing the study card come up for you. So there is, again, a goal that you have, and I think that this has to deal with health and also, again, career. And I think you're going to start learning so much more. So another huge change, I think you are going to dive so deep in this purpose, in this new goal that you have. You're about to dive so deep into it. That is a huge change that's coming for you. Your routine is changing so much to where you are diving into this new lifestyle. And I think you're going to be geared towards learning so much more about it, so much more about, okay, how can I improve my health? What are things that I need to do? What are exercises I can do at the gym? What are new meals that I can do? And what nutrition does my body really need? And how do I attain my goal? And you're also going to be doing that in the sense of your career as well. You are going to be learning so much more and kind of, on that journey of how do I get to this goal? How did other people do it? What do I need to know to be the best I can be at this career? You guys might even enroll in some kind of course. You might get some sort of teacher in your life, or again, some sort of friend where you guys can like learn together and whatnot. But yes, huge new learning and new endeavor. You're embarking on a new endeavor. We also have good cheer here. So I think there's a lot of celebration coming into your life. The Three of Cups and good cheer. This is a shift in perspective on, you know, how you view life, how you go about life. I think you're going to become much more optimistic because you have that support around you. And because there's a shift in how you look at things, because you're realizing your worth and you realize that you can get there. And there's going to be more of like a cheering on aspect rather than a diminishing kind of attitude. Okay? The next few cards that we have here, we have the healing card. This is a beautiful card to be coming up for you. So you are now blossoming. Instead of being a closed rosebud, being like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't really grow here, I don't think I can, achieve something. Roses that are opening are achievement. They're also opening up your heart chakra. So healing how you view yourself, how you see yourself, how you see what you can attain, healing like old belief systems or even healing the past. And even if, you've quit things in the past out of, experiencing a lot of hardship in certain things, you're going to be healing that and realizing, if I keep going and if I have a good attitude and I encourage myself, I can achieve anything. You have to cheer yourself on in order to get there. You can't diminish yourself. We also have insight. So huge spiritual awakening, lots of insight. Also, the peacock feather shows, again, being able to have confidence to be your unique self, to show your uniqueness. To have confidence to step into the limelight. Look, we have the lime color here, getting limelight vibes. So some of you need confidence around stepping into the limelight and not caring what other people think and having people around you that support you, that make you feel good so that you're not falling into, the possibility of discouraging yourself. We also have passion, so awakening your passion. And look at this opening. This reminds me of the crown chakra. So all of a sudden, following your passion, allowing the flow to come to you, the flow of ideas, the flow of your higher self coming through, that encourages this passion, that encourages you to bloom into your high self rather than being a closed rosebud. Okay? We like to see open rosebuds. So I think that you are going to begin opening a lot more. Group 2. We also have manifest. Look at that. Okay, so manifest. We have all these like flowers opening here. So again, you're also aligning yourself to your like biggest goals and dreams. And when the manifest card comes up, it shows a huge potential for attaining your desires. You're really stepping into the power of your ultimate manifestation to be able to really start to manifest your desires into your life and realizing that you are worthy of that and you have that ability. And it's through healing limiting beliefs. It is through following that passion, no matter what stands in your way, sticking to a routine and schedule and knowing that the more you do, the more that it'll compound, the more that it'll get easier and begin to show results faster and faster because it compounds over time. All right, and then the next few cards that we have here, we have the unmarked trail, so revelation. So you are beginning to go down a brand new road. The unmarked trail shows that you are starting a brand new journey, a brand new path. And it might seem like you're stepping into the unknown and you don't really know, like, what is the outcome? How is this going to go? We don't know yet. But that's the beauty of it because that means we get to create it. And depending on your perspective of it will determine your experience of it. Your perspective determines your experience. So if you're going down an unmarked trail and, you see like a small happening or whatever, your perspective of it will determine your experience and the direction that you're going to be flowing in. So encouragement always, even if you experience setbacks, even if you experience, someone unsubscribing, or if you even experience like gaining weight when you're trying to lose weight, sometimes that happens because when you begin to exercise, sometimes you gain muscle before you lose fat sometimes. I'm not like a professional in health or anything, but I know that sometimes when you begin working out, sometimes the scale will go up rather than down. And you're like, what? I just started, work. But instead of discouraging yourself, just realize that you are clearly making changes. You are clearly making changes. Keep going, and those changes will compound over time. And as you start to build that muscle up, then it'll eventually start to burn, the fat and everything else. And then you're going to attain your goals. So again, random example, I know, but that's just like one of the examples. And, sometimes when we first start eating healthy, sometimes we can get stomach aches and bloat and whatnot, but it's because our gut microbiome doesn't have the bacteria to digest the food that we're not used to quite yet. So you have to wait until that builds up. So at first you can experience negative results before you experience positive results. So it's, again, perspective will determine your experience and determine your ability to get somewhere. So don't let setbacks hold you back. That's a huge message coming up here. And it's also showing, again, like the huge changes are what we're talking about, but there's also a lot of spiritual advice that keeps coming up. Okay? We also have caterpillar opportunity. An interesting thing about caterpillars that I was talking about in pile number 1 is, so caterpillars go into a cocoon to become a butterfly, right? But if you once they turn into a butterfly, they have to break out of their cocoon, and the cocoon is a very strong, a strong shell, right? And it's hard to break out of a cocoon. But the crazy thing is some people look at that and they're like, "Oh, I want to help the butterfly out of its cocoon. Let me help it." When you help a butterfly out of its cocoon, you're doing it a major disservice, because it does not have the ability then to fly. And the reason being is because the shell is there, and the reason why nature makes it that way, it makes it such a struggle to get out of the cocoon, because the butterfly needs to have that struggle in order to build the muscles to gain the strength to fly. And if you help it out of its cocoon, it will not be able to build the muscles, and it won't have built up enough strength. Because you made it very easy for the butterfly to get out, it did not build enough strength to be able to fly. So your opportunity lies within the struggle that comes your way. The struggle that's coming in your way between you and your goals right now, group number 2, is your opportunity. The shell that you have to break out of is your opportunity. And the universe is not going to make it easy for a reason. Because if it makes it easy, you won't have the muscles to fly. You will not be able to sustain your dream. So invite in the challenges as opportunities, because they are. Group 2, this is your major, major lesson. So please listen, okay? Any struggle that comes your way is your opportunity. It is the universe giving you exactly what you need. Invite them in. Look at them as encouragement, like, hey, I have this challenge in front of me. Invite it in. Look at it as your opportunity, because it is. It is building you into who you need to be in order to attain your goal. So when you're struggling to eat healthy, this is your opportunity to overcome that so that you'll never break into old habits again. When you're struggling in the gym, look at it as an opportunity to build muscle to become so strong that you're going to continue doing it no matter what, so you can gain your goals. When you are struggling to build your dream life, your dream career, it is an opportunity to learn so much more, to become a master at your craft, because masters do not become masters through easy events. That does not happen. To become a master at something, you have to go through so many different challenges to where you have to overcome obstacles that everybody else failed at. The average person maybe fails at. In order for you to become a master, you have to reach challenges to where you feel like it is hard. And once you overcome that, you become a master, because you overcame something that most people did not. So when you're struggling in your career to overcome something, this is your opportunity. We also have Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. We have the Hangman, which talks about stagnation, okay? So there's going to be certain events that are going to happen in your life over the next little while, group 2, that feel like they're shifting your life so much. Whenever we shift our life, things get a little bit chaotic, but it's for our best, right? When you're doing a renovation in your house, you have to tear apart your kitchen. Let's say you're like renovating your kitchen. You have to tear it apart first. And it seems like chaos whipped through. But this is the beauty, because it's giving you the opportunity to redo your kitchen. Now we get to bring in new cabinets, brand new things. We get to make it the way we desire. So when we start to shift our life, it's going to feel a little bit like things are all over the place, but it's moving out of stagnation. It's moving out of, stagnation of, oh, I'm just living in the same thing, same life all the time. Things are going to come and shift your life up so that you can get to where you want to go. Also, let me restart my camera really quick. It's about to cut out. All right, we are back. We restarted it. So yeah, it's going to feel like chaos kind of comes, but it's for your benefit. We also have the 1 and 5 right here. 5 is all about chaos, but the 1 is all about a new beginning. So this chaos is opening you up to this new beginning, and together they equal a 6. So this chaos and new beginning are allowing you to harmonize your life into creating a new harmonizing schedule, a new harmonizing way of life, so that you can actually get to your goal. We also have the 5 and the 7. The 5 and the 7 equals a 12, which is a 3. And that is all about celebration, connection. It's almost like the 3 of Cups, making new connections and feeling really good and celebrating yourself. Whereas the 5 and the 7, again, 5 is all about shifting your life up. 7 is all about spiritual learning, spiritual growth, studying, learning something new. And then the caterpillar, what number's on that? Number 4. So your foundation, changing up your foundation, your routine, your schedule, in order to get to where you want to go so you can blossom into your new life and invite in these challenges. Challenges are the opportunity here. All right, so then the next 3 cards, let's get into them. We have man holding a heart. A man holding a heart, yeah. So this is about following your passion. Hold on to your passion. I also see this as somebody coming into your life that's very connected to you, that's going to encourage you so much. We also have 6th chakra, the Archangel Metatron. This is your 3rd eye. So listening to your intuition and your calling. What's calling you right now? There's a calling happening. It is time to answer that call. And this is like a spiritual calling. This is also listening to signs and synchronicities that are happening. And seeing the big picture. This is time to look at the big picture. All of this plays a part. And we have 4th chakra. We were talking about the 4th chakra, the heart chakra, because of the green that we were having. And so this is switching envy and jealousy into encouragement and love. This is shedding grief or regret or guilt or any sort of hurt on your heart or any sort of weight, and transmuting it into the love and passion, man holding a heart. We have lots of heart symbolization in this reading. So what is your heart calling you towards? We have so much green here that's like coming up, so much green in heart chakra, and green is the heart chakra. So how can we connect to the love, the passion of what we are desiring? And to spread our love, to spread our heart. Do it with love. When you do something with love, the outcome is with love and with passion, and people feel that. Okay, so the big shifts coming for you is finally answering the call and finally going towards it and shifting your perspective to have encouragement. And also I see somebody coming into your life to help encourage you in this new direction and to get on this new schedule and all the things like that, and being able to heal so that you can follow your passion and be able to overcome lots of fears that you might have had, switching this perspective so that you can come from a perspective of love and excitement and passion rather than a place of fear or disbelief or things like that. So the huge shift is coming for you, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to see you there. And if so, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. All right, so group number 3, if you chose this pile, this is going to be a reading, so let's hop right into it. All right, so group 3, here's what we have for you. We have the Knight of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Star, the Fool, the 4 of Swords being reversed, the 3 of Wands upright, and then the Judgment card to end us off. So what I'm seeing here is honestly a very, beautiful energy coming into your life, and like a big shift in a very positive way, because the Four of Swords right here, this card particularly talks about the fact that maybe you guys have been overworking yourself, or you're looking at life in a very, logical, serious type of way. And the big change that's about to come for you is this shift in your mindset and how you live your life as well. Okay, so the big change that I'm seeing is desiring to kind of start to let go and to see the magic in life, and to kind of like begin like a new journey. I think that a lot of you are going to kind of get a little bit tired of the way that your life has been, because maybe you've been running yourself to exhaustion. Maybe you've been like way too busy, taking on a lot of things, and I feel like your mind hasn't had enough time to relax or have fun. Okay, so the big change that I see coming in is starting to romanticize life, this Knight of Cups, like starting to listen to your intuition and to start to make decisions based on how it makes you feel, based on how certain things make you feel. Because certain things don't make you feel quite good, and maybe we're just so used to living life in a logical way, like, oh, I have to do this and I have to do that and da-da-da-da-da. And it's kind of been exhausting on your mind, because there hasn't been a balance between being able to enjoy yourself, then also, getting stuff done that needs to get done. And I feel like because of this certain mindset we've been taking on and saying yes to certain things that maybe don't really like feel the best, or, it's just, it is what it is, right? But this shift is going to cause you to look at life in a more romantic way, to start to enjoy life and wanting to, spice things up in a way that makes you feel emotionally really good and emotionally in alignment, that makes you want to enjoy the finer things in life. This Knight of Cups right here makes me think like wanting to enjoy the finer things, wanting to make things feel good and look at life in a beautiful way and to beautify your life. And this could also be about wanting to do something for yourself, because maybe we've been wearing the same clothes all the time. Maybe we've been doing our hair the same way all the time. Maybe we've been like, whatever. I feel like there's going to be this kind of like spontaneous decision to renew yourself in your life and to kind of like beautify it. And this could be beautifying your environment, beautifying just the things that you do in your life. So instead of like, oh, I'm going to cook dinner tonight, I'm just going to cook the same old thing, blah, blah, blah. I feel like you're going to be like, oh, I want to experiment with something. Maybe I'm going to like buy some fresh herbs and put some fresh herbs on top of my plate and light a candle and like make it feel really good, because I think you're going to start to realize that when you beautify your life, your mindset is going to beautify along with that. Because whenever we're in like a good environment, when the atmosphere is really good, or when we like, beautify ourselves, all that kind of jazz, our mindset's good. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but being in a atmosphere that's very beautiful or calming or whatever, what have you, it feels so good. Like your mindset shifts. It shifts your whole being, right? And so I think a big shift that's coming for you is this desire to start to focus on the good things in life, to start immersing yourself into like a nicer version of life, where it's not so serious all the time and not so like I have to get this done, I have to do that and this and this and this, and not focusing on the enjoyment. I think you're going to start to focus on the enjoyment of life once again, because again, there's been that overworking, and the Page of Wands is also this desire to spark up life again, to add the spice to life again. So there's this desire to add the spice and the fun and the beauty and the environment and the following what makes you emotionally feel good, rather than doing like, oh, I need to do this, I'm going to put it on my schedule, I need to do this. It's like, I'm going to start to, like what fulfills me emotionally. Okay, we also have the Star card, and the Star card is the card that comes right after the Tower card, right? And the Tower is where we start to kind of like certain things that, aren't sustainable, which, living life in a very like, I'm busy and I need to do this, and it's not sustainable, right? Because we need to have that balance. And so the Star card is coming in because all of a sudden you're going to start to see the magic in life, and that magic can exist everywhere. But we need to follow our intuition. We need to follow our emotions. We need to listen to our emotions. Do your emotions feel good in that environment, or do they not feel good in that environment? What do they feel good doing, right? And there's certain things that need to get done, but we can make them fun. We can light up a candle. We can make ourselves a nice hot cup of tea or whatever, right? We can buy ourselves some roses. Like, there's so many things that we can do to help us feel like our environment invites in this positive mindset, so we can have this balance, right? Rather than rushing, doing without focusing on your emotions and what your emotions love and what they like. Let's have the balance, you know what I mean? And so I think that you're going to make a spontaneous decision. Another thing I'm seeing is the spontaneous decision, the Fool and the Star. You're going to spontaneously do something very soon, whether this is a spontaneous travel getaway, because we also have the Three of Wands. This might be a spontaneous travel opportunity that you're just like, you know what, I'm going to get out of town, I'm going to enjoy myself. Or this could also be a spontaneous, like, you know, I want something different for my future, so I'm just gonna like spontaneously like color my hair. I'm gonna spontaneously like do something to kind of like re-inspire you and reinvigorate your spark once again, because that Page of Wands, it's like reinvigorating the passion, the spark behind kind of certain things. And I am definitely seeing some sort of spontaneous decision. This is a bigger spontaneous decision, especially since the spontaneity comes from these two major arcana cards right here. And both of these cards talk about walking into magic and walking into a brand new beginning. So a lot of you are desiring to sort of shift your life and have a brand new start or a brand new beginning. So some of you are desiring to change up your atmosphere. There's an atmospheric change that you're wanting to create. This could be physical changes in yourself. This could be physical changes in your environment, and things like that, that can just like realign you to something new. But it's gonna stem from a spontaneous decision. I think it's gonna come out of the blue. Like out of nowhere. Okay. And yeah, so it's going to feel like magic too. It's going to feel like the magic in the air is calling you to start to notice the magic again and to kind of take a step back. And within taking the step back to realize that the magic is right here, this is actually going to leap you and catapult you forward so much, because right when you start to focus and start to integrate your emotions once again and start to listen to those once again, by taking this step back out of your productivity and your current structure, this is going to reinvigorate you. And with this spark, again, it's catapulting you forward in a brand new direction. This is going to open up a wild amount of new doors for you and a new way of life and a new way of seeing life. And it's going to be really healthy for you. So lots of spontaneity here that's leading you to a new outlook of life and a new reinvigoration. It's going to be quite beautiful. There could be a new opportunity opening up, but I really see that you're opening up this door for yourself, this spontaneous new door for yourself, and it's going to feel really good and really inspiring, to say the least. We also have the Judgment card here, and this is like a new calling, and finally starting to realize that your emotions are screaming loud and they want to be heard. And so finally starting to integrate that emotional side of yourself and what feels really good for you. And you're reawakening right now. You're reawakening your inner self, because you've kind of shut off your inner self because of how much has been going on in your life lately. And because of, you know, the mental chatter that you've had too, because the Four of Swords is also, you know, mental chatter. So all the mental chatter that's been happening lately has been kind of distracting you from your inner core, your inner soul, your inner real self. And the big change that's about to happen for you is finally this flop of re-listening and reconnecting with your inner soul. And this is causing a huge rebirth. The Judgment card is this rebirth of like a new sort of sprouting. The Fool is also about a new beginning. The Star is also this new sprouting where we shed the old. The Star is about shedding the old. The Judgment's about shedding the old. And this is about stepping into the new. So we have tons of things all about shedding the old you that's been really sort of distracting yourself from your real love and your real invigoration, your real internal magic and soul and energy. This is going to be a beautiful new awakening that's causing you to go in a brand new direction in your future. I really see you guys shifting directions spontaneously and sort of shifting mindsets and all that kind of jazz. And it's going to be so beautiful. So group 3, oh my goodness. And it's really time for you to speak up too and like express yourself, because chrysocolla, the crystal that you chose, the chrysocolla is expression. Your emotions want to be expressed, want to be heard, want to be taken action on. So it's time to express your authenticity, your realness, and what you really desire, and start to really, beautify your life. And I really see lots of beautifying happening, and then going towards what your emotions are just really, again, calling you towards. And I know I'm kind of being repetitive here, and I apologize for that if some of you really get the point already, but for some reason I'm called to just keep talking about that, and maybe just to sort of really ingrain it in this reading. So yeah, that's what we have there. The next two cards that we have, so yes, some of you are absolutely are going to get called to maybe like change your hair, change your look in some way, glamour, to start focusing on like beautifying. And glamour doesn't always have to deal with your personal physical appearance. Glamour can also deal with, beautifying your life. How can you beautify your life and focus on like what makes you feel really good? And, again, the ambience that you're in, the environment, the atmosphere that you create directly has an effect on your emotions. There's a reason why when you enter like, a fancy restaurant, they have like the candlelight, they have certain music playing, they really create a particular atmosphere, because the atmosphere that you're in affects your emotions. You're not going to spend like $50 on a meal and walk into some place that just has like dirt all over the floor and like garbage that's scattered about, and they clearly don't care about the environment. Your environment affects you so much. And so I think you're realizing that, it's time to sort of maybe beautify your environment a little bit, and to focus on, doing that so that your emotions can be in more alignment, and that they can be happy, right? Then we also have harvest. So harvest is what we do when we start planting seeds and growing them. It's time to, reap the rewards of all the effort that you put in. So I think that there's going to be a lot of new effort being put into yourself, your environment, and it is going to cause a lot more abundance in your life. So even if you've been feeling like maybe things haven't been as abundant as usual or whatever, I think as you begin to glamorize your life once again, as you begin to focus on your environment and this brand new kind of beginning, and focusing on your emotions and feeling really good, it is going to allow so many more ideas and so many more opportunities to come into your life, where you get to reap the rewards of that. It is going to be very rewarding. It is going to propel you, because with this new emotional balance, you're going to be able to be more productive. And the things that need to get done are going to be easier to get done. They are hard to get done when we don't feel emotionally well. When we feel stressed out, it is hard to sit down and do the things that we need to do. It's difficult. So when we're putting ourselves in a beautiful environment, we're taking this brand new leap and putting ourselves and romanticizing our life more, and starting to romanticize who we are and putting effort towards that, putting effort towards our emotions and following that spark and reinvigorating it, it is going to give you so much energy to get more done. And it's going to be easier to do those things too, where it's not draining anymore. And then we get to harvest, we get to reap the rewards of that, which means there's more abundance, because we're able to do more. And when we do it from a place of love, just like they say when you like cook a meal, like, oh, it was cooked with love, that's why it tastes so good. It is true. When you cook something with passion and love, it just tastes better, because you're putting that energy in it, which means that, you're stirring it in a way that is with love, and like doing all these actions that reflect that love. And because of that, it will taste better. That's like you in your life right now. We're going to start to align our emotions and do things. We're starting to romanticize our life. We're starting to fall in love with life again, reinvigorate our spark for life again, take these brand new actions and beginnings. This is going to allow you to reap the benefits of that. There's going to be a larger harvest. There's also research that shows, sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but I promise this has meaning. There's also research that shows when you talk well to your plants and you play good music and all the things like that. So, the environment, you're changing the environment, you're playing really good music, and you also speak nice words to your plants, they'll actually grow greener and fuller and better, rather than if you ignore them, neglect them, or say negative things to them, or play negative music. So, and there's also a rice experiment with that too. You can search up a rice experiment with that and also the plants. So lots of research done on that. So as you start to shift your environment to something that's beautiful, where you feel really good, you're going to be able to harvest the benefits of that. All right. And then the next few cards that we have here, we have clarity. So all of a sudden being very clear on what the direction that you're going, what you want to do, your emotions too. We have the moon right here. The moon is connected to your emotions. So clarity on what your emotions have been asking of you and what your emotions desire. This will help you gain clarity on the direction that you need to go in this new direction. So all of a sudden it's going to be really clear the changes that you need to make in your life, and you're going to spontaneously go into a new direction. You're going to either spontaneously move, go on a spontaneous trip, and change your life in some kind of way. We also have boundaries, so setting proper boundaries so that you don't fall into the old habits and old routines again. Setting proper boundaries like, hey, I will not answer the phone or answer emails at this and this time because it's not good for my emotional state. Or, hey, I'm not going to be doing this and this at this time, because, it's setting up proper boundaries in your life so that you can have time to experience your emotions and romanticize your life more, and have time for that without draining yourself or causing your environment to reflect negativity to you in a time where you're supposed to be feeling good. You need to have balance, right? This is about creating balance in your life. So there's going to be new boundaries that you're putting up so that you don't fall into negativity or negative mindsets and whatnot. Then we also have motivate. So lots more motivation, lots more energy. We also have the star here and the star card. So you are getting more in touch with your emotions and with the magic in life, and that is going to be your motivating factors to create more magic and more of a beautiful environment to where you feel really inspired and really good. You might also be motivated by a brand new opportunity, or a brand new exciting thing that you've been wanting to do. You're going to be motivated to actually do it. Then we also have now. So the shifts in now. So you're going to be changing a lot of the present moment and also living more in the present moment and realizing that the present moment has a lot of value. Do we want to spend our present moment focusing on the negative things and draining ourselves and allowing things to pull us down? Or are we going to listen to our emotions and our intuition in the present moment? And maybe the present moment is telling us hey, cancel that one thing. We're not feeling it right now. We need to focus on us. We need to focus on our energy, our emotion. We need to honor ourselves in the present moment. And sometimes we don't feel like doing certain things. It's also good to be a person of integrity and, keep up your word. But there's some things I feel like you are needing a shift right now. And so right now there's things that you need to focus on in the present moment. And maybe you don't feel like doing certain things, and you know that certain things need to not happen so that you can focus on you. It's time to start switching that, and then, be a new person of integrity and only say yes to the things that feel very emotionally in alignment in the present moment. All right, and then the next three cards, we have closing door, completion. You are closing an old chapter of your life. You are probably going to start saying no to a lot of certain things that no longer resonate with you. And look at the 5 energy that we have right here. The 5 energy is a lot of shifts. So you're going to be spontaneously shifting a lot of things in your life and closing out old doors that are just not it anymore, completing old things. It's time to complete them so we can close the door and we don't need to return back to them. So there's certain things that you might even need to get done in your life so that you can close that door and you can create a boundary there, and then you can start living more in the now, in the present moment, and motivate yourself towards what you do want to create. So there's certain things you do have to set boundaries for and say no to. We also have straddling worlds, wandering between realms. So I think that you're going to be going through the shift where you're going through, what needs to get done, and you're kind of finishing up all those old things, completing those old things, completing all that, so that you can shift. So you're straddling between worlds so that you can shift slowly more and more and set those boundaries from your past so that you don't go back into it and really creating this new world for yourself, spontaneously moving into this new state, this new world, this new dream, this new goal, and this new environment. So you're going to be really creating a new environment. And then we also have stranger of curiosity. So your curiosity is going to be very strong, which I think is going to be the catalyst of what's going to cause you to want to make a very spontaneous, quick decision that's going to shift your life a lot. So there is a spontaneous, quick decision that is going to shift your life, and it is out of this curiosity of it's time to explore something new. It is time to really close out and complete this old phase so that you can move forward in life. into the direction that you desire. Group number 4 or 3. This is group 3. I almost said group number 4. Maybe that's sort of significant in some way. Maybe some of you are also attracted to group 4. I don't know. But we haven't even read that one yet, so I have no idea what's there. But yeah, this is group 3. Group 3. Anyway, the last 3 cards or 4 cards that we have. Look at another 3 and 4 mix up that I said. I thought that there was 3 cards here. There is 4. Anyway, we have the second chakra, Archangel Uriel. So the second chakra is the sacral chakra, which is our relationships and also our passion, our motivation. So what are you really passionate about? It is time to follow that passion. And it is time to set up proper boundaries, maybe in your relationships as well, so that people stop maybe stealing your energy. And so that you stop giving your energy away so easily to things that you don't resonate with anymore. I also wanted to point out the numerology that we had in these cards. So we also have an 8 here. The 8 deal with gambling, good luck, and setting up proper boundaries as well, because it's also a very Saturn number. The 5s deal with major change. The 3s deal with focusing on what makes you really happy and what makes you in alignment, celebration. So big changes so that you can finally celebrate life, and so you can set up proper boundaries so that you can celebrate and shift your life more. We need to set up proper boundaries so that we can find our good luck and our things that make us feel good. The 5s, we already talked about that. The 2s are all about connection, so connecting to a new path. Together, those equal a 7, which is spiritual growth and learning, deep learning. Then we also have the thinking man. So I think you're going to be contemplating a lot of different things in your life as well. New ideas are going to come to you. And look at, he's holding a gem. So you're going to start to think about, what is going to bring me abundance? What is going to make me feel really happy? Brand new gems, new gem ideas are coming to you. Ideas of value. Ideas of value. We also have walking away. So look at, she's closing the door behind her. You're walking away from things that are no longer serving you, and you're setting up boundaries and saying no to the things that no longer feel good to you. Also, this thing in the air is really sticking out to me. This is like a firefly in the air. So like magic is in the air, and it's guiding you. It's guiding you to close an old door and to walk away. Closing a door and walking away, completing old, so that you don't go back into the past anymore, so that you're not, giving your energy away. You're setting up proper boundaries where you're not saying yes to things that don't resonate with you. You are saying no. You're closing that door and being like, okay, no, I can't do this anymore. Like, you're on a whole new path. And it's time for you to have that brand new beginning of walking into a brand new doorway. And then we also have caring connection. So finally connecting to people, places, things, and opportunities and environments that really resonate with you, because it's only time to say yes and make connections with the things that feel really good to you, rather than keeping connections that no longer feel good to you, that feel like they're draining you. It's almost like going out to dinner with somebody and you're like, wow, I really just don't resonate with this person anymore. It's kind of like, maybe we have to close that old chapter, or it's like going to a job that just like, it's not resonating anymore. Maybe we have to close that chapter, and we're only saying yes to things that we really care about now. Closing out things that are draining your energy and taking away all your time, where you could be focusing it in a place, an area that benefits you and makes you feel really good and uplifts you, rather than continuing to spend your time and your energy on things that no longer resonate with you and things that weigh you down. So what do you care about, group 3? Because the big shift that's coming to you is like making those big decisions and closing those old doors, walking away from things that are no longer serving you, and just choosing to absolutely close them out. And focusing on the connections and connecting to the experiences, people, places, and things that really do resonate with you, that you care about emotionally, that you feel good about. Woo! So that is what we have there for you, group number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. So huge changes, very positive changes are coming your way to make big choices in your life, to close out these old doors, to set up proper boundaries, to walk away from something very major. I really see you guys walking away from something very major in your life, so that you can focus on the things that you really actually care about. There's things that you're done with, that you no longer feel inspired by, that you just no longer feel connected to. And it is time to close those out so we stop wasting our energy on something that we're not even excited about. So that is what we have there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Group number 3, massive changes. Again, all for the best, all improving your life in major ways. And you're really connecting again with the magic in life, because the Star and the Fool, you're going to connect so much to the glamour, the beautifying, the romance in life once again, and walking away from all the things that hold you back from that. It's like you're literally between worlds, straddling between worlds of this doorway. You're standing in a doorway right now. We have so many things that, look at, you're standing in the doorway, you're the big shift. You are walking through that doorway and leaving behind all of that old. And I really hope you guys get this message. Like, you are right in between that world and walking through it and closing that door. So, whoo, that is powerful, group 3. And I hope you feel the power behind that. That is powerful. And the boundaries are that door. You're closing that and no longer walking in between that anymore. You're no longer walking back to the past. You're no longer walking back into that. You are setting up the boundaries by locking that door behind you, closing that door, completing it, locking it, so that you can be in the environment and the place that you desire to be. Some of you, I gather that you're moving, because you're kind of closing a door, locking it and then never coming back. You're walking away, moving. So some of you, I gather that you're moving. Some of you, I gather that it's just closing out an old chapter, whether that be with a relationship, with a friendship, from an old environment that you're in. From a, again, career, job, thing that you started that just no longer is it anymore, old mindsets, old ways of being, old selves, all that. And walking into a brand new life, creating a brand new life that you are emotionally so excited about, where you can create the most beautiful, magical, romantic life for yourself. It's time to focus on what you like. Okay? No longer trying to force yourself to like something that you don't like. So that's what we have there. That is a huge change coming up for you, and it's time to speak about it. It's time to vocalize it. It's time to accept it. It's time to fully embrace that, and then make a spontaneous decision to close out that old chapter. So again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I felt like it was really important to do so. So that is what we have here for you. Group number 3, the big changes that are coming up next for you. Hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to see you there. And if so, I'll see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 4, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading, so let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 4, do we ever have a powerful reading right here? So we have the 4 of Wands, we have the 7 of Swords, we have the Emperor, we have the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 3 of Wands. Then when these two came out, they came out kind of stuck together, and before turning on the camera, I kind of just realized that there's another card sneaking out under here. So this has a significant meaning right here. We have the Page of Cups and the King of Cups. Page of Cups was kind of like sneaking under the King of Cups there, so we're going to talk about what that means. And then also the 9 of Swords. So lots of different energies here. One thing I'm noticing in kind of the beginning over here is there's a desire to kind of reach a big goal, and you're about to cultivate, a new stage of your life. You're about to kind of create a new foundation. So a huge big change that you're going through is creating a brand new foundation for yourself, where your foundation is set on something that is solid, honest, good, and that it can actually grow to what you desire. The way that this is going to happen, though, we have the 7 of Swords and the Emperor. This talks about authenticity and truth coming out. We need to be authentic and truthful, and we need to also be the bigger person here, where maybe we step up to the plate and share our honesty and share our authenticity with somebody. And I see lots of emotional maturity happening. There's certain situations that have happened in your past where maybe it feels like maybe certain people have taken advantage of you, maybe certain people have lied to you, been dishonest, kind of snuck around the truth a little bit, or have maybe taken advantage of your time or taken advantage of you in certain ways, right? Or vice versa. Maybe we've been doing that to somebody else, or maybe it's a two-way street, right? Because this next card, the 6 of Pentacles, talks about everything is balance, everything is a two-way street. And what I'm getting from this card is that we cannot judge another when we ourselves are not, perfect either. How can we judge another when we're not perfect? And so a big shift that's happening for you is you're becoming the bigger person here in a certain scenario. You're becoming authentic and stepping into your authenticity and your truth. And the only way that you are going to get to your biggest goals is when you step into your authenticity and your truth. And maybe we need to, maybe we can't please everybody when we step into our authenticity. Maybe not everybody is going to be pleased by that. And we can't uphold that anyway. We cannot please everybody no matter what we do. We can only do our best. And I see that you're going through this realization of, I can only do my best here. And I need to step up into my truth in order to rise up out of, this. We cannot live our life like this, nor do we want to. So in order for us to gain truth from other people, in order for people to stop taking advantage of us, we need to set certain boundaries to where people cannot step over. We cannot step over. This person's just trying to step over, like, how far can I get, right? So there could be somebody in your life that takes advantage of you, or again, vice versa. It could be either or. But we're needing to step up into our highest self, into our strength. The emperor is the highest up in the hierarchy, and he calls the shots. So you need to start calling the shots of your own life rather than letting other people decide that for you. Rather than letting other people call the shots or decide anything for you. It is about you stepping up into your leadership, where you get to create those boundaries. You get to create how much you give to people. Look at, because he's giving. How much are you willing to give? If we give too much, we get people that step over boundaries, and we don't have enough for ourselves. We don't have a solid foundation. So the big change that's happening for you is realizing, like, hey, if I want to have a very solid foundation, I need to step into my authenticity, set proper boundaries in my life, step into my truth, and also demand for authenticity from others. And if others do not provide authenticity, it's time to cut them away from your life, right? Because if you respect and honor authenticity, you need to be that fully. And you need to cut off anything that is not that. And we also cannot expect, we cannot control external circumstances. So if people are not living up to what we deserve, what we know that we deserve, we can't wait for them to change. We can't try to change them, right? If they're not, because they're their own sovereign beings. They can choose to be whoever they want to be. We're not in control of that. So in that knowledge and knowing that, we can set up boundaries, and we can say, like, hey, I don't like what you're doing, and I don't like who you're being. And since you're not living up to my standards of somebody, which you can have standards, it's not bad to have standards. If your standards are, I only allow people into my life that are 100% honest, that are, fair and treat me well and respect me, that's okay to have that boundary. That's a healthy boundary to have. And so I think what you're realizing, group number 4, is how to have healthy boundaries in your life, and also about how to step up into that mature self so you can step up into your maturity, where you, again, can create those boundaries and also become your own purely authentic self. Because when we sneak around truth too, or we hide certain things, or if we feel like, we're feeling a certain way, but we're too scared to say it, we're not honoring ourselves, nor are we honoring those other people, right? So I think what you're realizing right now is stepping into this higher version of you that knows what you deserve. You know your values, and your values are stepping into becoming very fair, balanced, authentic, with proper boundaries, respect for yourself. And so this is going to be a huge shift that you're going through. And I think that this is going to be happening within the next 6 months, is these massive shifts because of these certain experiences that you're having in your life. Truth needs to come to the surface, group 4. Truth needs to come to the surface. And if it doesn't, we need to set proper boundaries. If you respect truth, be truth. And if people don't live up to that same standard that you hold, but you need to hold that standard first, right? And then if others don't step up to that, boundaries. Boundaries, my love. Okay, so that's a big shift that's happening. It's going to help you step into your power. Look at how powerful 4 of Wands and the Emperor. This is going to help you step into your power. And because of this new self, like, you don't need to be ashamed either. We all go through learning. We all go through all sorts of things. So this is about realizing like, hey, I've learned. And because of that, I respect myself. I respect that I've learned. Right? We don't need to feel ashamed of that. We don't need to feel ashamed of like who we've been, what we've done. We step into our path. We own our mistakes. We've owned who we are. And because of that, that is great. We're stepping into our power. Okay? Nobody has a perfect past. We can accept that and do the best we can and now be authentic. And when you choose to be that, wow, like that is great. We're no longer being this. We're no longer allowing this in our lives. We step into pure power. Sorry, weird noise. I sometimes do noises to like add emphasis. That one was a like, well, I don't know what I was thinking with that particular noise, but okay. Maybe we needed to add some humor to this, you know, and we can add humor. Like when we're going through like tough things like this, we can add humor to these situations. We can make, you know, and we don't need to, you know, take them unseriously or whatnot. But sometimes we can, you know, laugh at like who we used to be and like, wow, like I just can't believe like, you know, we can laugh it off in order to lighten up the mood of it. But of course we need to still take it seriously and learn from it. But we can also, you know, have a balance where we're not being too harsh on ourselves and weighing ourselves down. We can also, you know, lift ourselves up and just be like, you know. So yeah, I mean, I see you stepping into your power and I see you opening up many doorways for yourself. I see you really starting to close out your past, setting up proper boundaries to certain things, and also realizing like, hey, I need to respect my authenticity. And again, it might not please everybody. And it, you know, it's guaranteed not going to please everybody, no matter who you're being, because everybody is so different. Be it we're all the same underneath, but also so different because our egos desire different things. We value different things, da 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 da. Some people will absolutely resonate with you and some will not. And that is okay. That is okay. Once we're authentic, you know, the scales, they represent justice, they represent authenticity. We can, you know, dish out, you know, who we are and be authentic with who we are. And those who resonate will come to us, and those who do not, you know, we also have to have balance. How much do you give away of yourself? How much energy do you allow people to take over of you? How much energy do you allow people to step on of you? We need to have balance between, sure, I love to please others. I love to help others. Maybe you're a person who loves to do that. But we also need to do that for ourselves. We need to have balance, right? You need to also fill up your own cup. Otherwise you have nothing to give. And vice versa. We can't just take and not give. We need to have balance. There's a balance here. So you are going to be finally finding, the big change is you're going to finally start to find balance. You're going to start to realize, oh, hey, you know what? If I desire truth from people, I need to be honest. I cannot expect people to be honest with me if I am not fully honest with them. And when people are not being honest, if people are not living up to your standards, it's not about expectations. Expectations are different. We can have standards for ourselves and not expectations, because expectations are putting on, you know, trying to control other people. But we can have standards for ourselves and then set up boundaries when there's people that don't meet those standards. Okay? So, 3 of Wands, I think that you're going to be leaving behind. There's something that you need to leave behind in your life because it no longer fits with your new standards. You're getting a whole new standard for yourself. The Emperor, you're stepping into your power and holding a new standard for yourself. That's what you're going to be doing. And this really important situation happening right here, Page of Cups, King of Cups, this is representing the shift in your emotional maturity. There's going to be a huge shift in your emotional maturity where we're going from Page of Cups energy to King of Cups energy. We're having so much more respect for our emotions and the way that we're feeling, to where we're not going to allow somebody to manipulate the way that we're feeling. We're not going to allow somebody to take advantage of our feelings, because we're realizing that our feelings are very valid. Okay? You are stepping into having so much more knowledge about your feelings and your intuitions as well, because your intuitions have been very strong as well, group number 4. you are stepping into much of a more powerful intuitive state, because as you begin to learn from your experiences, you'll be able to decipher your intuition much easier, because a lot of the times when we don't have enough experience, our intuition can sometimes be clouded because we're like, I'm feeling a certain way, but I'm not sure where that's stemming from or what exactly that's going to represent, because our experience is limited and we can only decipher information based on what we've already experienced. If we haven't experienced something, of course we cannot be able to decipher it or see it or understand it. Just the same as, when you see another language that uses different letters and you're trying to decipher what that sentence says, we don't know what that sentence says because we have not experienced reading that before. So because you're learning so much, your intuition is going to become so much stronger and clearer. You're stepping into emotional maturity to where you're going to be able to understand and feel certain things on a much deeper level than you ever have before. Your intuition is waking up. Your emotions are waking up. You're realizing how powerful and how meaningful that your emotions are. And also, the pages are also messengers. And look, he has a fish coming out of his cup, right? The fish coming out is actually very significant. It means an unexpected new opportunity. It also means maybe an unexpected invitation or message. But this is leading you down a positive road, where we're realizing like, hey, I've put up with a lot before. I've been through a lot. 9 of Wands, you've been through a lot. There's been setbacks, there's been struggles, there's been this, there's been that. You've been through a lot of experiences so far, group number 4, and you're finally learning from them, because as you get over them and as you overcome them, you learn so much. But if we keep going back into the same experience, it's almost like opening up a door when there's like a one of those punching machines inside of there, and it just keeps like hitting you in the head, but we keep opening up the door anyway, hoping that we're going to experience something different. Because we're like, oh, I saw somebody open up a door once and there was like the most beautiful surprise waiting for them, and you keep opening up the same door being like, when is my beautiful surprise going to show up? It's like, we need to change the door that we're opening, because clearly this door is not the right one. If it keeps hitting you on the head, it's not going to be a different door. We need to close that door and never open it again. Again, those boundaries, right? Stepping into your power, realizing like, hey, I don't need to keep opening up the same door if it's not giving me what my standard is. My standard is I want the best surprise ever. So I need to go try opening up new doors, not the same door. Just like Einstein said, his famous quote, he has, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different outcome. There might be things that you like about your past, but it's not living up to your standard. You need to change your standard for yourself. And the big shift and change that's coming for you, group 4, is you are changing the standard that you hold for yourself. And because of that, you are up-leveling yourself. You are gaining a new foundation. Your foundation used to be over here, where our standard was like, hey, like I'm enjoying some things over here, but there's a lot of things that I don't enjoy. Why are we continuing to go down that path? It is time to up-level. It's time to close that door. Maybe it was a pretty door, but it's time to close it because it's not giving you what you want. And up-level yourself. You can still have and find the things that you desire, but then hold a better standard so that you're not continuing to experience the things that you don't desire. We need to close that door. Because if that door has beyond it, things that, maybe we kind of like, but also, again, the thing that punches us, it's like, hey, maybe that's not the best door to open. There is better doors out there. There's an infinite amount of doors out there that we can go to, that we can experience. And it's going to be unexpected. The Page of Cups talks about something that's very random and unexpected, something we did not expect for ourselves. The fish coming out of a cup, like how often does that happen, right? We grab a cup and we're like, there's a fish in here, like what? Okay, so you're gonna gain a surprise. As you leave behind the past, as you set these proper boundaries, which is the big change that you're gonna be going through, these big realizations, stepping into your power, you're gonna be on a new path. And as you take on this new path and you're closing this old door, grabbing hold of a new door, and you have like, a couple doors in front of you that you're like, oh, I can explore here, there, everywhere. There's more options in front of you, right? Because you're closing out the old door and you're saying, okay, like time to go out into the world in front of me. And again, as you do that, you're gonna be opening up a door that has something that you never even expected for yourself. And it's going to open up a brand new opportunity for you. There's a brand new opportunity coming your way, group 4. But it's going to come when you close out that old chapter, when you close out that old door, and as you begin to explore your new options, your new future. And I really mean closing the old door. I don't mean like closing it and then it might come back. Maybe we're going to go back to it Maybe we explore one further door in the future and maybe it wasn't what we wanted and we go back to the past. No. I really mean like the past has a solid concrete wall that is indestructible. We're not going back into the past anymore. We're going full head into the future. And we're not giving up until we reach the door that we desire. And look at, you're grabbing hold of your future, you grab that new cup, that new door, and bam, it has your, like an actual surprise in it that you did not expect. And this surprise, look at this fish, is turning into a dolphin here because these two cups were on top, or these two cup cards were on top of each other. This fish might seem small when you first find it. So this opportunity might seem like, okay, like that's a cool new opportunity. It turns into a dolphin. This fish was a baby dolphin. Like, and what I mean by that is your new path that you're discovering, this new opportunity that's coming to you, this new surprise that's coming to you because of this closing out of the past is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Because that fish was a baby dolphin. Dolphins are amazing, okay? And this opportunity, this new thing this new surprise that you're getting is going to blossom into something big, to something really big. As long as we don't go back into the past. If we go back into the past, we drop our old cup and we go back into the old past where the fish can't be. Because maybe our past was the land and fish need water, right? So if we go back into the past, we're not going to have our surprise fish anymore. And that's, that surprise fish is meant for you. So let's continue going forward, okay? There's a huge message here. Spirit's like really trying to ingrain the message of like closing out your past. So that's obviously going to be really important for a lot of you. Okay, this fish wants to be discovered. Okay, so it's time to go into the future by closing out the past because it's the only way to get there. You cannot bring your past with you here. Okay, so it is time to go into the future and realize that there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of potential for expansion. It's time for you to expand into your future. And this is going to blossom into something that is beautiful, that you can ride into a new future. Emotional maturity is going to bring you the best things that you've ever experienced. Having these standards for yourself are going to bring you the best thing you've ever experienced, okay? 9 of Wands. There might be some challenges along the way. It could feel, hurtful to close out your past. A lot of the times we experience that. But it is going to prepare you. It's time to wear your heart on your sleeve again and go full force into your future, to be authentic, to be real. Yes, sometimes it hurts to be authentic. But we cannot be afraid of that anymore. If we respect that and we desire that ourselves, we need to be that. And that is going to be the biggest shift that you are making, is stepping into your authenticity, your realness. And because of that, you are becoming the emperor. You're becoming the king of cups. You found a little cup. You found this little opportunity. It is going to blossom you into the best version of yourself. Okay? Tons of spiritual growth right here. Tons of things happening. And you are going to be helped and guided through this, just so you know. There's going to be help and guidance through this where you are going to be attaining more as you step into your authenticity, your realness, and you start to honor yourself. You are going to be rewarded for that. This is about karma, about balancing out your karma. And as you do that, the best things are going to flow into your life. But we need to balance that first. We cannot keep walking around that, avoiding something. You are avoiding something. We need to face it head on, see it for what it is, make those proper boundaries, follow our values and stick to them by being authentic. And no longer avoiding, no longer tiptoeing around something. We cannot avoid it. No longer tiptoeing, okay? Group 4, no longer tiptoeing. Stepping into the Emperor. I'm going off on these tarot cards right now. We're already like 21 minutes into this reading so far. So we're going to get into the other cards that we have here. But yeah, this was a very important message. I really felt like going deep into that. So sorry if that got repetitive, but Spirit wanted to just like ingrain that in. There's going to be a huge shift for you. And because of this, you're really stepping into your power, your maturity, to where you can achieve anything. The Emperor has the ability to achieve anything. He's at the top of the top. So you need to put your respect for yourself at the top of the top of the pyramid. We're no longer tiptoeing around something, okay? Next two cards, we have healing. This is huge. you need to give yourself time to heal from the past. A lot of us return back to the past because we haven't let ourselves fully heal. And, you know, opening up that wound by letting go of the past can be very hurtful. And it heals whenever we go back into the past, right? But we can no longer do that. We can no longer keep tiptoeing around it. We need to fully just rip it open so that we can heal and we can move into the past with a clean slate and we can become stronger from it rather than falling back into what doesn't feel right and what keeps going wrong, what keeps having the same patterns come up. We need to have strength to rip something open, to be authentic, so that we can heal from that. We can go into our future, find our brand new opportunity, because that's coming. It's going to be a surprise. And it's going to blossom into something beautiful. And that's what the universe has been waiting for you to do lately. Group 4, the universe has been waiting for you to take on this like opportunity. This fish in this cup has been waiting for you. Okay? Oh, and we also have magical powers. So you're going to be unlocking new talents. You're going to be unlocking your intuition to a point where it's like a magical ability really for you, Group 4. So you're going to be unlocking new talents, new parts of yourself. You're phoenix rising from the ashes. So as you begin to go through this, as you rip this open, it kind of feels like you're kind of turning your life to ash. It kind of feels like it's, you know, in the period of destruction, but you are a phoenix and you are going to rise from that. Look at this emperor just beaming out, this phoenix just beaming out. Okay, so this big shift, becoming authentic, no longer tiptoeing around something, being fully you, setting up those proper boundaries, and you are going to be the phoenix rising from the ashes, I promise you. Whew, this is powerful so far. Anyway, the next 4 cards that we have here, we have the macrocosm. The small things lead up and build the big things. Or macrocosm is the big things, right? So yeah, the microcosm and the macrocosm. These small shifts are going to end up being the big shifts. These small things that seem insignificant, like, oh, I don't need to mention that, or I don't need to say that, or da 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 da. There's these small things that are going to end up becoming the big things, just like right here. This small fish is turning into a freaking dolphin. We didn't even realize it. It's almost like getting a puppy, and we don't really realize. Somebody's like, oh, this is like it's just a small dog. Totally small dog, and they don't really realize like who the parents are of this puppy. And all of a sudden this puppy grows into like a huge, like, you know, massive dog, and you're just like, wait, what? So that's kind of like what's happening. These small little choices, these small little shifts that you're going to be making are going to have the biggest impact. They're going to shift your life in the biggest ways. This small little opportunity that's coming your way is going to end up being the biggest thing ever, the biggest blessing ever. What seems insignificant now is so important, so focus on that. Focus on making those small changes, those small choices now, because it is affecting the bigger picture. We also have confidence. Step into your power, baby. The big change happening is stepping into your power of loving yourself, having confidence to love yourself and put yourself first. We cannot put other people first. We're all responsible for our own selves. That is it. We are all responsible for our own selves. Nobody's responsible for us. And we're not responsible for anybody else. We can help people out of our own desire, out of our own heart. But we cannot do it in the detriment of ourselves. We are responsible for ourselves. Nobody else is. And vice versa. No wonder you guys chose the rose quartz, by the way. The rose quartz is all about self-love. It is time to love yourself, Group 4. It's time to respect yourself and respect your values enough to keep them. Transformation. You guys are going to be a butterfly transforming. Butterflies have been coming up a lot in the past few readings, and also just have a lot of like other cards that have just been popping up a lot. And we also have limitless transformation into your limitless possibilities. Group number 4. My goodness. You're finally going to have the confidence and the realization that you can transform into anything. Look at this magical unicorn being. Like, this is about granting your deepest desires and your wishes. You have the ability to do that, but you need to put yourself first, not let people take advantage of you. You need to be authentic and real and stick to that. You need to transform, butterfly. You need to transform yourself. Transform the way you see yourself. Do you see yourself as somebody who is you know, too kind, very people-pleasing, puts others first, da 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 da. While all of that seems sweet, it's not going to get you anywhere. So who do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as somebody who's going to step into their own authenticity, put themselves first, but have enough purpose to where they fulfill themselves so much to where they're overflowing with abundance, and then they can give to others? Because that's when you can really give to others. That's when you can really help others, is when you help yourself first. You cannot help others when you have not even done anything for yourself. It's going to be pointless. You need to transform yourself from this to this. You need to fill up your own cup. Look at this, Page of Cups. You need to fill up your own cup to the point where you're growing to yourself, to the point where you're overflowing. And when you're overflowing, that is when you can provide for others. When you've stepped into the highest version of yourself, that is when you can provide. Instead of being, like, for example, a poor person that's trying to give to others, we don't have much to give. And even though it's sweet, it's very sweet, it's not really benefiting you or the other person, because we're not really doing much, because we don't have much. So instead, if we put ourselves first and we say, okay, I'm gonna focus on me, I'm gonna fill up my own cup to the point where I'm overflowing, and I'm gonna get to the space where I'm so overflowing that I have lots to give to others. I have wisdom to give to others. The Emperor's wisdom, the King of Cups is wisdom. We have wisdom to give. We have resources to give because we're overflowing with it, because we focus on ourselves, we put ourselves first. Then when we get to the space of overflowing, we can create big impact, big change for other people. And we can actually provide something that's real, long-lasting, and authentic, and great. And we're no longer giving our energy away to the point where we have an empty cup and we're just giving like the tiniest little drop to somebody else. We're doing a disservice to ourselves and them, because that's not really doing an impact for us or them. Put yourself first to where you can be limitless. Look, get to the point where you realize, hey, if I put myself first, I can get to a place where I can transform myself into a limitless being, and I have so much to give. That is where we create sustainable ways of improvement and helping others and helping ourselves. That's where we have sustainability. So, next few cards that we have here. Let's see. We have Eye of the Needle, intentionality. Your intentions are good. Your intentions are in the right place, but we need to focus on the sustainability of it, which means you need to focus on you, kind of just what we were talking about. Eye of the Needle as well. So this is very pinpoint exactly what you need to do. It's time to get very focused. Set your intentions to exactly where you need to go right now and stick to them. This is about really sticking to it. The Eye of the Needle is very, very fine. We cannot go outside of that. If we stray even a little bit outside of that, we are no longer in the Eye of the Needle, right? We need to get very focused right now. Okay, I'm not sure where my camera cut out, but it did just cut out, and I don't know where it cut out, but we were just talking about the Eye of the Needle needing to be very pinpoint focused, because if we're not pinpoint focused, like, this is so sharp, right? If we stray even a little bit, we're no longer in the Eye of the Needle, right? So we need to set our intentions to where we're right front and center, where we know where we're going, and we stick to that. We don't wander off that path, and that will help you get to where you need to go. We also have Falling Angel, spiritual narcolepsy. So this card is you need to take care of yourselves to where you're not, like, narcolepsy is when you like fall asleep like at random, but you can't sleep at night, but then you like randomly will fall asleep during the day. And it's like very uncontrollable. So this is gaining back control over your life through discipline, through intention, and to where you're not shutting yourself off. You're not spending your energy to where you close off all of a sudden. This is about honoring and finding that balance to where you don't just, because a lot of the times, when we're not focused on ourselves and we only have a little bit left in our cup, it burns, we get burnt out. Look at the candle, it just burnt out. We get burnt out. So we need to focus on our own energy, put ourselves first, so that we don't overspend, give our last drop to somebody else, and then burn out. We also have mindful, groupthink. So being mindful of yourself, of everything. Where are you spending your energy? Because just like spending your money too, if we spend our last dollar, on somebody else, but we're still starving ourselves, we're not getting anywhere, and we're no longer be able to help anybody else or ourselves. It's not sustainable. So groupthink, mindful, be mindful. Where are you spending your energy? What are you doing? We also have cornucopia. I kind of forgot what this card meant. Or no, this is about abundance. Okay, so yeah, the cornucopia is about the abundance, your harvest. Focusing on yourselves to where you can harvest so much more. Okay, so kind of like the same concept we're talking about. Door to value. So open up the door to, yeah, also reiterating what we're already talking about, opening up the door to where this is sustainable value. What's actually valuable? Sure, it's nice to be able to give so much to others, but is that actually valuable in the end? No, it's not going to provide long-lasting value. It's not sustainable. It's almost like the ocean, like trying to give us its last two fishes. It's like the ocean's like trying to be nice, like, oh, here, let me help you. It's like, no, the ocean needs to focus on itself if it only has two fishes left, and those two fishes need to mate to create more fish in the ocean so that it's sustainable, so that we can actually like thrive once again. Because otherwise we're just literally ending the entire world. So yeah. And then the temple path, it's focusing on your highest good, focusing on you so that you can learn, you can grow. And this is the major shift that's going to be happening for you, is realizing what really has value. What really has value for you to be focusing on. And I think you're going to dedicate yourself to a higher spiritual path and a higher spiritual purpose. There's going to be a higher purpose for you. And I think you're finally stepping into realizing what your true purpose is, group number 4. You are going to be realizing that by focusing on yourself and then creating certain boundaries in your life. And through doing that, again, you're aligning yourself to your very deep purpose. And I think you're going to be realizing that very soon after, of what your real purpose in life is. Because I think that you've been sort of connected to your purpose and you feel like giving to others because you're somebody who wants to help people in some type of way. It's kind of what I'm picking up from the understanding that I'm getting from this reading. But it's not, again, we have to focus on the sustainability aspect of it. We need to really get ourselves into the temple first before we can really become a preacher, right? So we need to put in the work. We need to put ourselves first, because that is actually the most selfless thing to do. That is being real selfless, because we're realizing the value that we have by putting ourselves first. We create more value. So that is the big change that's coming. And I think that you are also opening up the door to more abundance in your life. I think that you are going to be creating a very, very prosperous, wealthy future for yourself, group 4. That is what you're going to be doing. Cornucopia is about abundance. The door to value is about abundance. You are going to be creating so much more abundance in your life by stepping into your purpose and putting yourself first. Okay? Putting yourself first. I cannot reiterate that enough. That is going to be the big shift that's happening for you within the next 6-ish months. Through these different lessons, and abundance is going to flow through. You're going to be thriving through these changes. And that is going to be when you're able to actually really provide for others by putting yourself first. I know it sounds backwards, but that is it. And hopefully that makes sense through this reading, because otherwise, again, we burn out. So that is what we have here for you. Group number 4, these are going to be beautiful changes that are awakening your internal magic, your internal talent, your internal limitlessness. It's transforming you into that so you can affect and impact the macrocosm rather than the microcosm. Whew, that was a big reading. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. I love this new transformation for you. I have so much fun doing these readings for you. I hope you can feel that too. But yes, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And if so, I will see you there. Bye. All right, so group number 5, we have a brand new candle for you because the last one burnt out in the last reading because we've been reading for a while, which has been great. So again, if you chose this pile, this is going to be a reading. The new candle I feel like has significance. I feel like this is going to be significant in the fact that there's going to be a new light coming into your life, okay? Because this is a brand new candle and it just so happens to fall on your particular pile. So that's just the kind of vibe I'm feeling in the beginning before we even get into the cards. But without further ado, let's hop right into today's video for you. All right, so group 5, here's what we have for you. We have the 9 of Wands, the King of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot, the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, and then the Tower. We have a lot of tarot cards to start us off, so let's get into what all of this means. First off, I see you putting a lot of effort towards something. Starting off with the Nine of Wands here, it kind of seems like you've been trying out like a bunch of different things, because as we look at this card here, and we look at the imagery, like this person seems to be like picking up all these different wands and trying them out, but for some reason they keep either running into roadblocks or it's not really working. It's almost like when Harry Potter, if you guys have seen Harry Potter, when he goes to find a wand, it's clear that some wands don't really work for you and don't work for your energy, and then some do, some really resonate with you. So this is making me think that currently in your life you've been maybe trying to find where you fit, or trying to make something work, or trying to find your purpose, trying to figure out what you're good at, trying to figure out like, you know, what do I really want my life to look like? I feel like you've been in a very explorative mindset lately, an explorative period of your life where you're trying to really find like what you're good at, what are your talents, what is the area of your life that you should go towards, trying to figure out your purpose, where you belong, you know, all these sorts of different things. So I feel like that's like the current kind of place that you've been in, and it looks like there's about to be a lot of shifts for you, because for one, I see some big changes happening for you emotionally and mentally. You've been really trying to strive forward and wondering, okay, like, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I find something that I'm good at, something that's just easy for me, something that just flows for me, finding like the right place for you, right? So there's certain things where it might feel like you're burning yourself out, or you're trying really hard and you keep reaching like challenge after challenge. This is going to finally come to an end, but first off, you're going to go through lots of different sort of realizations here, because the Chariot here in this particular card, she's like looking at like, do I, you know, go back and try this thing, or do I try something new? Like, what do I do? And it might have felt a little bit confusing lately, especially when we also have the Five of Wands here. This is maybe showing that maybe there's certain oppositions, maybe other people don't agree with us, or maybe other people have opinions on what we should be doing and what we should, where we should focus on, where we should go with our lives. And we've been kind of maybe confused because of that, because we're like, oh, I have this inner calling, and then I have this inner calling, and then these people are saying this, and then this is happening. And, you know, maybe it's getting really jumbled up and confusing to where we don't even know the direction that we're supposed to go in, but we just, you know, we keep strutting forward anyway. But maybe it feels like progress hasn't really been showing. And the reason why progress hasn't been showing is because our energy has been very scattered upon, you know, us changing our ideas too fast. We keep shifting our ideas too fast and thinking like, oh, this didn't work out, let me try this. That didn't work out, let me try that. That didn't work out, let me try that. This is also us giving up too easily. We haven't been giving something enough time to even cultivate, or even begin the permanent creation, or even begin to really blossom. It's almost like, like watering your plant once, or like watering a seed once and then being like, why isn't it sprouting? Why isn't it sprouting? You know, sometimes seeds take like a whole month to sprout, sometimes even more for certain seeds, depending on the plant that it is. So like, whatever direction that you're currently going in, what the Chariot shows, whatever direction that you're currently going in, we have momentum there. And if we keep shifting our direction, we have barely any momentum. It's almost like we're going around in a circle, because if we choose like, hey, 1 second we're going to go here, but then we're like, that didn't work, we're going to go here. That didn't work, we're going to go there. 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 You just keep kind of exploring around the same area. We're not giving it enough momentum and enough time for us to really go in a particular direction, to really get anywhere, to get to a destination, because all the destinations are like way off in the distance, right? But if we keep just shifting our mind too quickly, we keep kind of exploring around the same circle where we won't really get too far, you know? So one of the biggest changes and realizations that I see is going to be happening for you is this major realization to where we realize we haven't really been creating a solid foundation for ourselves, for one, and maybe we haven't been, maybe our mindsets have been holding ourselves back. Maybe our current habits that we have are holding ourselves back, because maybe our current habits are very much like, try one thing, doesn't work, go in another direction, right? It's too switchy. And it's not causing any permanent or lasting change, because again, everything takes momentum. We really need to, if we're going to get somewhere, we need to dedicate ourselves. So a huge shift that I see coming is this dedication to figuring out what you really love and the ability to not give up on it. And it's interesting, we have the Three of Cups here. This came up for another pile as well. This is aligning yourselves to people that encourage you, and towards celebration, celebrating yourself and your efforts, getting really, really inspired by something to the point where you're so emotionally invested in it, and that we dedicate ourselves to it. But we have to really love it. It has to really resonate with us deeply. The King of Cups, it's got to reach deep, okay? And we also have to dedicate purely to it. So if you find something that you like, something that inspires you and it resonates with you emotionally, it's going to take dedication to it to build up the momentum enough to even gain results that you can celebrate. Dedication, we have to really work towards it. The Eight of Pentacles, we have to put a lot of effort here towards it. We have to figure out a solid foundation, because without a solid foundation, without a solid dedication, without a solid plan, the plan is the foundation. Without solid values, you need to figure out your values, group 5. Through figuring out your values and your solid foundation, through laying out the solid plan, then and only then will you have the right foundation to where it won't burn out. Look at how easily things have been burning out for you. That is because there's not been a solid plan, a dedication, and a foundation for it. When there's not a solid plan, foundation, and dedication towards it, it's going to burn out. It's going to fall apart. It's going to destroy you very easily. At one single challenge, it is going to fall apart. Once we reach one single challenge, it is gone. So we need to build our foundation, our values, our willpower so strong to where when the winds come, when the challenge comes, it doesn't fall apart. It doesn't burn out. The reason why these wands haven't been working for you is because we have not been dedicated enough to our practice to make one that works. They all have the potential to work if we have a solid plan. If we build it solidly, if we take this one and we actually dedicate ourselves to building it so strongly so that it's all our energy and curated with our values, then it won't be destroyed when we reach a certain challenge. So this is going to take dedication and focusing on, okay, what does your soul really, really love? And it's time to explore that and see, okay, what does your soul really love? What are you really inspired by? What is it that you get inspired by? Do you get inspired by beauty? Do you get inspired? Like, start very broad. If you don't know what it is, when we try to define it a lot, like if you're confused and you don't know what it is, start off very broad and start to list out all the things that you really like and get inspired by. So when you're like scrolling on Instagram, what really inspires you? Is it love? Is it relationships? Do you get inspired by beauty? Do you get inspired by art? Do you get inspired by, whatever? Start broadly and then define that more and more. Start to explore those topics more and more. And as you explore that, you begin to define it. And then what is the thing that resonates with your soul the most? And you can start off broad, but then just dedicate yourself. Start working towards that. And that's going to lead you down the right path. If you're confused about what that right path is, start off broad and slowly begin to define it. You don't have to rush it. There's no need to rush it, but dedicate yourself to it. And I mean dedicate. Because when you dedicate yourself to something, it has the ability to last. Because we have that solid foundation, solid plan. Create a solid plan for yourself. What are you going to do every day? Are you going to, set a solid routine for yourself to where you set yourself up to success? There could be opposition, and maybe we fall apart through opposition. Maybe we easily fall apart when people tell us like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. And then we're just like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't be doing that. Or somebody has like judgment over us, whatever. If you have certain fears, do you fall apart through those fears? Do you fall apart when people tell you other opinions that they have? Because if so, we're again allowing things to be destroyed very easily through any obstacle or opposition or challenge, because there's always, and I mean always, there's always going to be people that oppose you or disagree with you or do not support you. There's always going to be that. But the way that you make it to success regardless of that is if you have such willpower and dedication, such emotional commitment, such physical commitment, such mental commitment, spiritual commitment, soul commitment to this thing. If you are fully, and I mean fully committed to this thing, that you have a solid plan and you're just like, I'm going to work to it no matter what opposition reaches me, that is when you reach success. That is when you go down your path, and no matter what stands in your way, you get over it. That is how people get to success. If you're wondering what the secret to success is, it is the full body yes, the full body dedication to where if you reach opposition, you reach mental hardship, challenge, obstacle, anything, it doesn't matter. You overcome it to where you have to celebrate at the end and you're just like, yes, I got over it. Because you're biking down a road, you reach opposition right here. Five of Wands represents opposition from other people, other challenges, situations, whatever. If you are that full body yes, bam, you get over it. And so a huge change that's going to happen for you is you're going to be starting to get over these challenges. You're going to be starting to get over these oppositions. It's no longer going to matter to you because you are going to be somebody who has a full body yes, who knows where they're going, knows the direction, and is fully dedicated because they know and they feel it within them like, this is me. Once you begin to define you, define what you like, what you desire, what your soul wants, and you begin to dedicate yourself to that Knight of Wands, or Knight of Pentacles, sorry, you begin to dedicate yourself in a practical, strategical way. And you're just like, nah, no matter what happens, I'm going down this path. You will always find a way through any challenge, through any opposition. See how much she's trying and trying and trying? She doesn't care how much challenge she reaches. She picks it up and does it again and again and again and again and again. Just how like Henry Ford, the owner of Ford, to create a... I think it was either the 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder engine or something like that. Because previously there was only like a 2 or 4-cylinder or something. I forgot exactly what number of cylinders, so ignore the number of cylinders here. But to get from a certain amount of cylinders to the next, people thought it was impossible because they were like, okay, well, we can't because then blah, 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 blank happens. Like, it's impossible. A lot of people said like it was impossible. And Henry Ford was like, it's not impossible. Try again, try again, try again, try again, try again. He believed that as long as they kept trying, they would eventually find what they needed to do in order to make it happen, in order to create it, in order to find a way beyond the challenge, beyond the limitation that they thought existed. They thought it was impossible because there was a certain limitation that they had. But Henry Ford was like, no, if we keep trying, we will eventually find a path beyond the limitation, where the limitation no longer exists. Eventually that will be found. So again, that's like with you. The thing that you're going to be realizing is, hey, if I love this and I want to actually make this happen, if I fully dedicate myself to it, I can overcome any challenge, even when people think it's impossible, even when you think it's impossible. As long as you just keep to yourself and you're like, as long as I keep going, I will find the way through the impossible. Even the word impossible, I'm possible. Like, that's another thing that you might have heard of before. Impossible literally means I'm possible, but on the surface, when you see the word, it looks like it's impossible. It's like it's not, it feels like it's not possible. But the secret of it is within the impossible, it's literally telling you I am possible, but most people don't see it's illusion. So, this is all about dedication. And dedicating yourself to it no matter what hardship you have to go through. Whatever you have to overcome. It just means start again, start fresh, start new. Let's go again. And look, you are going to be celebrating a victory beyond something. There is something standing in your way. There's something currently maybe blocking you from moving forward right now, Group 5. There's something that's sort of standing in your way, stopping you from moving forward. And guess what? The big change that's coming for you, you are reaching success. The Three of Cups is celebration of something. There's going to be a celebration here. And whatever was standing in your way, this tower that was standing in your way, it's like, phew, you're being set free. So don't worry. This is actually, the things that are happening in your life right now are leading you to successes. If you are confused right now, just keep going where your intuition is guiding you. Just keep sticking to the plan. You are going to get there. There is going to be celebration to be had. There's going to be successes. So the next few cards that we have for you. Oh, look at this card. We have the victory card. So yes, victory lies beyond the issue. Victory lies beyond the problem. Okay? All of us reach obstacles, every single one of us. None of us reach our big successes. None of us get to the big successes without challenge. The only thing that sets you apart from failure or victory is your ability to continue through challenge. I'm going to put this here so you can actually see it. And then the next card we have courage. So again, courage is going to get you through it. If you have the mental willpower, that capacity within you to continue and have the courage, no matter what other people say, no matter what fears stand in your way, no matter what obstacles or challenges stand in your way, if you have courage, you will get to the victory, my love. Ooh, this is powerful. So then the next few cards, we have truth. Stick to your truth no matter what. What is your plan? Stick to it. The truth, being the secret truth that this is trying to tell you, is realizing that anything is possible. That is the truth. That is the big change you're going to be realizing. We also have vibration. So you attain that which you vibrate with. If you vibrate with that's not possible, that will be what you attract. That will be all that you see. If your vibration says, I know that there is a way, I know that there is a way. If that's the vibration you emit, that's a frequency that you emit, you will see that frequency. You will see that. We also have wisdom. Ooh, so lots of learning, lots of overcoming. Masters become masters by getting over challenges and obstacles that others fail at. So as long as you keep going, there's no such thing as failure, right? Then we also have worthy, so knowing your worth, knowing that you can do it. So another big shift that's coming for you, group number 5, is realizing that you absolutely can attain and get to your goal. So that is one of the big changes happening for you, is kind of getting over this period of feeling like everything's failing. The next 3 cards that we have gathering around, the power of community. I feel like you're going to have help through this situation. With the 3 of Cups and the gathering around, I feel like you're going to have help through this. There's going to be some sort of assistance from somebody else or other people that are helping you push forward. So realizing that maybe there's some certain people we don't want to be around a lot because maybe they discourage us. And then we have people that encourage us. Then we also have the sky bridge, so the possibility for union. So possibility for union. So you are connecting to your goal. Look, if this is your goal, this is where you are. Sky bridge is almost like this possibility that you couldn't see before because it felt like it was out of reach. So you are now getting closer, and you're going to be getting closer and feeling like certain things are now in reach. There's going to be a higher connection to what you desire. Then we also have dances on one foot, the balancing act. So this is also, overcoming a certain challenge and realizing that, sometimes a certain challenge makes us feel like not strong in a certain way. Sometimes it makes us feel debilitated in a certain way because it's like, wow, I don't have I don't know how to get through this challenge. I don't have that ability, but you do. So do what you can. You always have something. Even if it feels like you can't do on one foot, you can on the other. The balancing act. This is balance. This is getting through it. This is going with the flow and doing it no matter what. The next 3 card, we have the balance card. We have balance, community, and indecision. Okay, so angel of balance. This is, again, finding balance once again. And no longer letting your weaknesses hold you back. No longer letting your challenges hold you back. We also have, again, community. We also have the union and the 3 of Cups here, and community. So community, there's lots of community cards here. And these three women, just kind of like in the 3 of Cups. So there's definitely going to be support. And it's time to follow along the support and find people that really support you. I think that another big change happening for you is new friends coming into your life. People that you really resonate with. I really see new friends coming into your life, group 5. and indecision. So there's something that, again, you're at a crossroads. Like, look at these two cards. We're at these crossroads. Which way do you go? That you're going to be gaining clarity on what you want to do in your future. You're going to be getting clarity on a certain decision. Maybe you're at a crossroads where you're like, oh, do I continue with this, or do I end this, or do I go in this direction? It feels like you're stuck at like I don't really know which choice to make right now. There's a very important choice in your life. A very important choice. You're going to be gaining clarity on that. And I think you're going to be gaining clarity, especially through other people. I think by talking about it through other people, you're going to be able to realize it. And maybe it's staying on a balance of both of them at this very moment right now. Kind of like you're balancing act. You're balancing at this crossroads a little bit right now. It is going to become very clear to you which way you should go. And I think that the direction you're going to be going in is actually different than what you currently see, because it might feel like it's a this or that sort of choice right now, but there's actually a different path that's going to be illuminating very soon. And I think it's because of, more people, or the support of other people is going to help you see a new pathway that wasn't really clear to you before. There's new possibilities that are opening for you in your future right now that you currently do not see, that are going to help you attain your victory. But we just currently don't see them right now because it's not revealed to us yet. But as we keep, balancing here, as we have this patience, it is going to be revealed, and this new path is coming about. But we have to have dedication to a certain outcome. What do you value most, Group 5? What do you value most? Do you value friendship the most? Do you value love the most? Do you value money the most? Do you value success? What do you value the most? Do you value your spiritual, your soul? What does your heart value the most? What is your heart telling you? As you continue to explore this, it'll become clear which is the best option. And as that becomes clear, you're also going to see a new path. There's a new outcome that is going to become available to you. And this new outcome is going to allow this to become a lot easier. This decision is going to be a lot easier. It's going to bring clarity to this indecision. Okay. We also have the number 9 here. So we're going to be closing out an old chapter. We're just at the edge, this brink of this like new doorway. We also have the 4 and the 7, which equals an 11. So master number 11 is sort of becoming a master. So reaching certain challenges, reaching a doorway. It is a doorway. We're entering a new doorway. And then here with the number 8, it's so funny. We have 8 and then 9 and then the doorway. So the 8 is about creating certain boundaries in your life. So creating a very solid routine and creating boundaries so that you don't falter off of a certain dedication. And it is also about good luck as well. So luck is on your side when it comes to you standing at this crossroads, at this doorway. And a brand new possibility is coming about. And I really think it's going to come about through people, being surrounded by people, or ideas from different people, things like that, being able to listen, because maybe right now we're also denying a lot of the challenge, but the secret lies within this challenge. It lies within this. Maybe we haven't been listening to others because we're very much not open to hearing, but as you become open to listening, you'll actually hear a solution to the challenge that you're currently facing. So that is what we have here for you, group number 5. That is the big changes that are slowly coming your way right now. There's going to be a lot more clarity and a lot more understanding of what your purpose is in order for you to attain something that you've been desiring, in order for you to get to this victory. You are reaching your victory, group 5. It is absolutely coming, and it's coming in a very unexpected way. There's going to be a brand new pathway that you currently do not see that is going to be revealing itself for you to get to your victory and your goal. So that is what we have here for you, group number 5. I hope you enjoyed this reading. There's going to be a lot more ease coming your way very shortly. And again, victory towards your goal. Lots of victory and success. So that is what we have here. I hope you enjoyed this reading, group number 5. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And if so, I'll see you in my next one. Bye!